Happy New Year.
Hello. Oh, we had some mix-up because Daniel. But hello, everyone. I will fix the. Deanna is currently the DM right now.
We've been on stream 10 seconds, and Lauren's like, Daniel did something wrong.
It's all Daniel's fault. No. But hello, everyone, and welcome to Fate's End, a Dungeons & Dragons homebrew game driven by fate. I will be your tale weaver for the evening. First of all, foremost, happy Pride Month, everyone! If you haven't seen, the Snog Pride emoji is back in chat, so show me those rainbow Snog hearts, please. Let's get into our announcements real quick. Before we get into this, this is gonna be a good episode. I'm not gonna say anything else. I love you all. First of all, let's shout out Tabletop Audio. First, let's shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambiance and music we use from time to time. All of this audio is amazing and completely free to use in your own games. There's a rogue hair somewhere on my arm. But please consider supporting Tim on Patreon so he can continue to make awesome sound sets. We currently support him and encourage you to do so as well. We will put a link to his website in chat so you can use that awesome music in your own games. We also want to shout out Joint Chiropractic. With all the stress of fighting monsters, even adventurers need adjustments. To keep the magic flowing, visit one of the Joint Chiropractic's 700 nationwide clinics, where they will aim to provide affordable and convenient chiropractic care to all communities. Answer the call to adventure and get your first examination, consultation, and adjustment for only $29. We also want to shout out Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. You can visit ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off. And of course, we want to shout out Mythroll Armory. They create unique tabletop RPG items for everyone to enjoy on their adventures. You can grab their 10, 20, which my cast will show on screen for me, and you could also grab some awesome D&D graphic tees on their website now at mythrollarmory.com. Shout out to Sirenscape for the ambient sounds, music, and their online player that we use on stream. We do use their sounds from time to time as well. And of course, if you haven't grabbed it, Stargazer's Guide to Aurora is live on our website, inkandlyre.com, and on DriveThruRPG. Where you can grab our Astral character sheets, NPC star charts, and our Astral Game Master suite that includes an initiative tracker, magic item maker, and printable condition markers. So, go check that out. Woo! You can also follow us on socials using command socials, or follow us all individually here on Ink and Lyre at the, they'll put the commands in chat for me. But outside of that, Prayaria is going to pop us into this next episode, so time has come. Let us draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
Victory and sacrifice. Two things I thought I knew. But I found that when your friends are falling, the future is uncertain, the past in question. You don't know anything anymore. When things got bad, the worst part wasn't the pain, wasn't even the dying. It was all the promises I couldn't keep, all the chances lost if I failed, if I couldn't do this. But I won't ever be alone again. And victory, it isn't sweet, but it is like letting go. I try to let that feeling ease my breaths as I put right the things that I can. But I can't stop the voice in my head playing over and over the choice I made.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone. Let's get into it. Why is my... Oh wait, no, I was on the right page. Okay, so last session, of course, was the final confrontation and battle between Elrixis and one of the seven, the Severe Duress, to which you all scraped by, nearly losing Prearia in the process. But you succeeded. You all return, bloodied and worn out. Prearia, because you did go unconscious, and you do suffer a 0 HP injury, the D100 table has deemed your injury. You lose a lot of blood in that fight, and your max HP is reduced by half, but is restored by 10% with every long rest.
What if I just sleep a lot? Like, what if I just stay in
You
the
just
bar,
stay asleep?
and I just sleep? Oh my god, what 100 things it could have
You'll
been.
get the 10, like, we're about to take a long rest, you'll get at least some of that 10% back.
Plus, you get the cost of whatever you accepted. What is that?
Yeah,
That's right.
Or Prearia.
That's right. And
I'll
which
just be in the Bardo. It's fine.
that's a great point. During that fight, as you all know, whenever you fight one of the seven, there is a price that must be paid. With the Mother, it was either the entirety of the Undercity, or let the Mother go free, and she would choose 10 who would die. I think it was 10. Or 5. I can't remember. It's been a while.
It was 12.
Was it 12?
etched into Luden's memory.
And of course, Ermir took on the price for another of the seven. Samson took on the price for one, and now Prearia takes the price for this one, the Severe Duress. So we do not know what price has been paid yet, but as far as we know, the price has always been severe. That of life and death.
It's fine. I'm not nervous about it at all.
So, continuing our journey, you all return to Samson's estate. The remaining armies begin to prepare for a massive celebration that will ripple out to every lesser Fae throughout all of the courts and all of the Feywild. You begin walking the pathway down to the front courtyard in front of Samson's estate. And it's interesting. You would think those of you who had experienced war, all but Samson. Samson knows about these sorts of things. There's no mourning. Which many have passed and died. You saw hundreds upon possibly thousands of lives taken in an instant. And yet they do not mourn. At least, maybe not in the way that you expect. You see soldiers begin retrieving casks of wine from the cellars. Minstrels immediately begin tuning instruments, and tents are being straightened. The wounded are being cleaned and healed. The Fae that you saved from Elrixis' estate begin weaving flower crowns and passing them around to the injured and those that are helping prepare for this celebration. It's an interesting sight to see. Prearia, the moment that you approach the front door to Samson Estate, it immediately just bursts open and your entire family comes bulldozing out of it. I'm sure that you're still, you're probably limping. They just immediately swallow you whole in a massive tackling of hugs and embraces. Younger siblings jump up onto you and knock you to the ground as they celebrate your victory, but more so celebrate that you are back and you are alive. You
She's
are
in a lot of pain, and she's never been happier.
you are just kissed upon your face and your forehead, but you don't see Gwyn. You do see kind of over the shoulders of some of your siblings. There's a little head that just kind of pokes up, like jumping up. And you see Gwyn is attempting to jump up and down, and she tries to push past her other siblings to get to the center of this furbog pile, and all you can hear coming from the back is, "Hey! Gwyn can't see! Let Gwyn in! Move over! Move!"
She just kind of wiggles until there's some space around her and to allow Gwyn in.
You wiggle it, and she it's near your feet, and she just kind of like crawls through, like between, and she kind of like elbows one of her siblings in like the side, and they're just, and then she just like almost like a little adorable cockroach. She just squirms and squiggles up through that hole, and just kind of like latches onto you and gives you a big hug.
I love that adorable cockroach. Yep, that's us.
Well, she scurries, like, you know. And she just embraces you and hugs you. You came back.
I said I would.
Gwyn is happy. Merhead is happy. Fairhead is happy. And they are happy. But Gwyn is most happy.
I'll bet. She just kind of like squeezes at her.
I did not break anything that you can see.
Well, you will have to show me later.
She just kind of side-eyes Samson. And she just kind of scurries off.
Frey just gives like an apologetic look to Samson, like, I'll fix it later.
You all are approached by Loathsome. He comes out of the tent. He, of course, has bandages kind of down the sides of his chest from his shoulder, and he looks pretty beat up, pretty banged up from this war. But he stands very proud, the proud centaur that he is, and he approaches you and he bows very deeply and he smiles.
Just like also gives a little bow, like tilts a crown at him.
All hail the rightful queen of the Gloaming Court. And as he says that, there are just cheers from behind, that just those who have heard. Not everyone knows what's going on because they're busy, but those who hear him say it, they just cheer. And some have already kind of like snuck some glasses of alcohol and just immediately take like down a glass from hearing that.
Arya blushes a little bit. So what do we do next?
Your coronation. You will be presented to the entirety of the Feywilds. Even as we speak, I have been informed that rulers of the summer, winter, autumn, and spring will be coming to witness the new queen, the rightful queen, return to her throne.
She just looks down at herself. Obviously a mess. They're coming now.
There is time to rest. They will be here tomorrow eve. Samir has already ordered the soldiers to prepare the grounds and retrieve the casks from the cellars. The rest is left to all of you, and we await your instruction.
Pardon me for cutting in, of course, my queen. Do we have estimates of number of guests, plus ones? How many are we seating?
All of the soldiers here, so that's a lot. And then Loathsome would inform you that the entirety of, not the courts that are attending, there would be the queen or king of that court, their emissaries, and they would have essentially their version of like their Navy SEALs that they would bring with them.
Okay. So I'm thinking outdoor experience, maybe outdoor occasion. I don't believe Samson capacity. Fire hazard, I feel like at a certain point, yeah.
Well, the house is not that big.
We should do it around Prey's big chair. Prey gets a big chair, right? Like a big throne chair thing.
Do I need one?
Well, I thought all queens had one.
It's symbolic. It could be a moment, you know.
And you should probably practice sitting in it too.
Okay. Prey's just like completely going with whatever Esbreeze and Finn are saying. Like, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds right.
Hey, Lauren.
Yes.
Ludin would like to cast Pass Without a Trace with his final spell slot.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Y'all can continue.
Do we
Go ahead and roll my stealth check real quick.
Do you cast it stealthily, or are you just standing in the back like you grabbed a snack off a tray and then you just start doing it?
Is that verbal somatic? What is that?
I'll go across to the house and go inside the house and do it. Now come back out. I'm not gonna roll my stealth check yet. But just know I'm concentrating on that for the next hour.
Ludin just comes out. We're not sure what's happening. He's cloaked in gloom and shadow magically.
He's
I
always
don't have a shadow, so it's all good.
That makes you even more suspicious. Where'd you get that?
It's the fog of war.
Whose shadow did you steal, Ludin?
I don't know. Yeah, he's just doing that. And it will come into play very soon. So whenever we get started prepping for this party. Do we want to go like kill some food? What is food like at this place? I can hunt. That's what I do.
We eat now?
I would love to sleep.
That'd be great, yeah. Sleep would be good. I think a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay. Just go to sleep.
I mean,
All right.
You can go eat. We don't have to do it at the same time.
I mean, I'm actually good. I was a treant for most of that fight, so.
Pretty good too, Akron.
You can help plan the party, it sounds like.
Well, I was planning, I am going to rest a little bit because I'm not feeling so great. But then in the morning, I'm probably going to wake up 4:35 and get started on some preparations.
Perfect. All right. If everyone wants to go to sleep, I guess we can do that.
All right, so everyone is taking their long rest?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Oh, no.
Most of us are.
Okay.
Ludin looks over at his dear Cynthia, and he says, "It's time to make you more pretty." And he's gonna go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Oh no.
Akron, can I try to see you?
Oh no.
Sure. Try and see me with 41.
You know what? Natural 20s exist.
What are you attempting to do?
Oh, I'm gonna go to each one of their rooms and I'm gonna cut off a piece of their hair. The stealth was just to attempt to get an advantage on the sleight of hand.
Not mine.
Okay.
No, you're good. I already got your hair.
Yeah, a lot of it.
I have a +3 on my perception check.
Go ahead. I believe in you.
Would you like to try and beat a 41? I also don't, like, you are in the same, like, we've had this situation happen before. You're asleep.
Who, me?
No,
Yeah.
Akron was staying up, but unless Akron's like, hey, Ludin, I'm going to follow you to your room. Like, are you following him around?
I'm not following him around, but
tired.
no, I'm saying, like, I want to roll because I feel like if I'm up and I know that Ludin's up or that he hasn't gone to sleep yet, at some point he'd be like, what's Ludin up to? And go, like, he's not actively looking, but it would be a thing of like, I haven't seen Ludin in a while. Like, where's he
You're gonna
at?
see him real soon.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are still up, go ahead and try to beat a
Look,
41.
go ahead. I mean, like,
Go ahead and try to beat a
I
41,
believe
my
in you. Go
friend.
for it.
Okay, when I
need-
natural 20, it's gonna count, right?
Yeah,
No.
go for it. I'm completely fine with it. Go for it, man.
Oh.
You'll see me.
Oh no.
Roll a nat 20. Good luck. A nat
Roll
one.
away.
All right, guess what? So guess who Ludin goes and sees first? The one that's awake. And roll the nat one.
That's exactly what happened. I saw you at the beginning of the night, and I didn't question it for the entire rest of the evening.
Ludin and Ludin behind him going.
That's all I'm doing. And keep going. Yeah. So I mean, I steal one piece of Akron's hair because he already failed his check. Oh, let me roll because we'll see if I get a nat one for my sleight of hand. Yeah, didn't get a nat one. And then I'm gonna go to each and everybody else.
All right.
So next,
Is it your passive perception?
Cynthia will
well, all
ask
of y'all
you
are
to,
asleep.
Cynthia will ask you to do Finlay last.
I already got Finn. I got I'll do it again. I'll get Finn. I'll get more Finn's hair because she's asked.
Oh,
Pretty.
literally went.
All right. I'm gonna go get Esprit. Well, no, I have to wait because they're in the same bed. Next up is Samson. I think Samson would definitely be second because he doesn't sleep most of the night, so he's just gonna get him while he's sleeping. Let's see if I get him.
You was a natural 20.
Just okay. So how does Samson sleep or go into trance mode or whatever for those 4 hours?
Go into trance mode.
No, Samson he sleeps like a normal person in his home.
Okay, cool.
In his bedroom.
Roll me a d6, Samson.
You see a massive empty side of the bed, and Samson's arm is crossed as though it was over someone's chest, but it's empty. And leaves.
Okay.
I think
Did you roll the d6?
I rolled it in D&D Beyond. It's rolling so slowly.
Oh, because you turned your thing off.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. You luckily gain the effects of a long rest.
Yeah, I'm just asleep in my room, surrounded by people I trust.
Exactly. So Ludin walks up, and it's almost he walks in, and you know how they do like the samurai sword and like the anime stuff. It's just, and you wouldn't even know like what had happened. And he just has the air in the hair in the air, grabs it, and just keeps walking. No sounds or anything with that nat 20. And he actually, when he walks out of the room, he just breathes a sigh of relief because he was like, Samson only sleeps half the night. This is what Ludin's thinking in his mind. I'm tired. Everybody's tired. This is the best chance that I have to do this. So then he's gonna go to pray the queen. The queen's room.
Alan will remember this.
Yeah, probably. But that's okay.
Prey is sleeping in a pile of her siblings. So.
All right.
How many checks is that?
Oh my god.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so I got a 19.
Oh, that's totally doable.
I don't want to make a note of this. This is gonna be funny. You go walking up to get Prearia's hair, and you look down, and you stop for a second, and you see Mountain, and his eyes are just wide open, laying like a gingerbread cookie on top of Prearia's chest as she breathes in and out, and you stop, and you think that he sees you, and it takes you a second, but you realize he can't close his eyes when he sleeps.
He has no eyelids.
Ludin like stops and looks at Cynthia, and he's like, the jig's up. That's what he's thinking in his mind. And then slowly but surely, I feel like Cynthia is the one that like pushes his face back forward, like keep going kind of thing. And so then Ludin goes in and just snicks a little piece of hair off of Prearia, and then he slowly walks out, staring at Mountain the whole time, his mind just racing with the thing that like he came out and did that turned into that tiny monster that absolutely wrecked the something. I don't know what that dude's name was.
Attack the severe duress.
Yeah, severe duress. And finally, Ludin is gonna go get some sister's hair and even more Finn's hair. Yeah.
You're gonna end with Finn?
Yes.
I have a thing for that.
Are in a tent outside still because Finn, I
Yep.
believe, still gets sick every time I go inside.
No,
Not anymore.
No?
Fallon loves me now. We're like
Oh.
buds.
That's not true. That's not true.
We talked, and
I've gotten real weird with this, and wherever we are rooming, her brother is also there. Not like in the same bed, but like his bed is also in the room. It's a little weird. It's just she needs to be sure that he's okay, so he has to sleep right here.
he
That's
can sleep
cool.
in the bed with us.
Like
Come on.
Luden
here.
Luden even
down
paying
for-
attention. He's just like he's on a mission, a very cursed mission. So it's like he just looks for. He takes a mental note of Havriel, but he's like, whatever. He's like, I'm stealthy as fudge, y'all. Like y'all can't beat me right now. I have a 41 stealth. I'm invisible. So he walks over and he takes some from Esperise first. Let's see if this works. I'm rolling a lot of rolls right now, so I'm kind of scared. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my god, that was so close. I was not about to beat it, but I got a 21. So I snipped some from Esperise. Not a lot. I feel like Luden it does a lot more careful with Esperise.
She's
because he's
gonna
like-
notice. She knows every strand on her head.
But he's trying to do it that is less noticeable, not for her, but for like the normal person, because he doesn't want to ruin the visage or all that stuff. And then for the last one, he lets Cynthia run down his arm and hands her the little dagger and just puts her on top of Finn's or actually it's on his head and lets Cynthia get her pound of flesh, so to speak. And I will go ahead and roll for her as well.
You already have Finn's hair?
Yeah, I already have
Before-
a piece of it. It's a lock. Yeah.
I will say, yeah, go ahead and roll for her.
All right, let's see what happens.
Take my ear.
But I will say, with the gather, because this is
23.
this is the kind of stuff that you throw in a game, and you don't expect it to go and be this big, like the plate and stuff, and it just turns into something completely crazy.
You know
I will
you can't
say-
give us anything.
With all this hair that you have gathered, Cynthia looks up at you holding her little pair of scissors. She goes,
You make me stronger, Papa. But I don't want you to get in trouble. Will you wait outside the door for me? Don't worry. You made me stronger.
Okay. Looted will set her down.
and she just like her little feet, her little like glass feet just kind of as you put her down.
And he will he'll sadly walk out like
you can watch, like you could like.
yeah, okay, cool. He'll just put like an eye through the keyhole or whatever like that because he wants her to think that he trusts her, but he doesn't. Like she wants to murder Finn, is what she said. So he's just looking just in case to like stop whatever might happen.
And you're
next
just
quarter.
kind of like, no, don't worry, it's fine. She's just gonna look at you and she goes,
I just need a little bit of rouge for my cheeks, Papa.
Oh, got you. Okay, go for it.
so she's gonna just kind of like, because her leg is just like down over Finn's face. She's gonna look at like his hand. She's going to crack one of the pieces of her face off, and she's going to take that piece of her face and not the scissors, and she's just going to kind of very quickly like you've never seen Cynthia move this quick. She just very quickly cuts Finn's fingers, smears it on her cheeks, and then she waits for Finn to wake up. So Finn, you're laying there, and all of a sudden you feel a very sharp pang on your on your fingers, and you look up and you see Cynthia standing over you with rouge essentially smudged on her cheeks, and she just goes, and she immediately just disappears in a whiff of smoke.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Finn's just like bolts up and is like, ow! And he looks at the blood, looks at her. This is a complete nightmare.
Luden slinks away.
And tries to grab her.
She reappears on your shoulder, and she goes, click, clap. She claps her little ceramic
Yeah.
or porcelain hands together.
He just says shh, and then he goes back to his room. That
I
was
can't believe
all
I
I did.
just got tricked by a doll. This is not fair.
And then I'm gonna go to sleep. I've got all the hair that I needed.
What?
Cynthia! She cut my hand, look! And then she smeared it on her face like some weird little warrior creature.
Okay. Mhm.
We have to set a trap. So she never
Right
comes in this
now?
room again. Yes! But she can teleport. She can like disappear in smoke. She can go anywhere. She's like all powerful.
Okay. Yeah. What? Yes. What kind of trap are we talking about doing?
One that activates with dolls. How can we do?
I don't know. I know at the temple we had warding beliefs that could be activated by specific circumstance.
Oh, okay. You go back to sleep. I'll work on that.
Good night.
Night.
You have empowered your demon totem. She now
you
has
should
the
have
ability
voice
to
mod on.
teleport.
You still
Awesome.
sound like Cynthia.
You've had your voice mod on the entire time.
Yep.
She's going to the next. Just so the people know, the next thing that he's looking for are eyes. So he might be like staring at everybody's like buttons or jewels or stuff like that throughout the entire time, and so that is the next.
This is gonna become like the
point.
new hand of Vecna. As Luna slowly powers Cynthia to be the BEG of the next campaign.
She's gonna be amazing.
We gotta kill her.
You can't.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, do any of us notice that this has happened to us? That
Do we see? Do I like?
No.
Are there pieces of hair missing in the morning?
Definitely, Akron doesn't notice. Yo, that
Yeah,
one said.
well, what I want to know is like, did anyone notice that, or like that our hair is missing? That we can ask these questions because like, we just gave a cursed fey creature all a piece of us. For I don't know what reason. So did we
It was not
notice it?
willingly given.
Yeah. Yeah, did any of us notice this, or are we all just in danger from Fey stuff bullshit now?
I would say if you see Cynthia sitting on Ludin's shoulder in the future, you can easily tell there are different strands of hair in her hair.
Like different textures and colors. just
Different
coming out of
textures,
her
different colors.
head.
It would be very obvious that some of it is Finn's simply because he has green hair, and that is very stark color that you don't see often. So it's
There's
very
sad little cherry blossoms just sticking out.
it's just
All
dead.
dead.
She looks beautiful, guys. I thank you for your donation.
Do you say that over breakfast the next morning? Because I'm imagining just breakfast table. We're all just at your doll on your shoulder.
Nah, whoever sees it first, I feel like Ludin, like y'all are gonna have to tell other people because Ludin will see you guys like looking like that, and then he'll be like, "Oh, frick," and he will attempt to dye her hair later. So
I would like to spend a little time making a
glyph of warding.
a glyph of warding, which is a prepared spell around our bed, which is hold person, but really it's hold doll.
Okay.
That is all.
You have no idea how high her say this.
All right. So, morning arrives. You all take your long rest.
No.
And
Are you
the-
ready?
I'm always ready, Papa. Now I am very pretty. I sure would like to see, though.
Ludin's just gonna start running to Esperise and Finn's room to go find the mirror. Esperise, I just need. Hey, wake up! Hey, whoa!
Get her out of here!
I just need a mirror, Finn. Jeez, chill.
No! You have that thing on you!
What thing on me? Cynthia's not even there. She's in the room.
So then what do you need?
Just need a mirror. I don't have any.
Oh, yes.
I gotta look good for this party, right? Come on.
Okay. Yes, I can do that. Everybody's got like 5 of these things. Yeah, she'll give you a hand mirror.
He'll take the hand mirror back up to her.
Ludin's never needed a mirror ever. Why is he asking?
I think it's for his little haunted doll.
We need to stop giving her things.
Well, I feel like it's complicated.
Is it? Is it, as furries? Is it?
I don't want to tell him that he can't have something right now.
Really weird. I think he's getting too attached to that thing.
But it's nice to see him attached to something, right?
Yeah, he should be attached to us, not that thing. We're his friends, not that.
Well, we will discuss it with him, but perhaps not today, because today is a celebratory day. But I'm sure he will be open to a conversation afterwards, so long as we are all in high spirits. Yeah?
Okay.
I actually have some plans. If you will come down with me this way.
Oh, okay. What plans?
Okay. Asperis wants to do a couple of things. She's first going to, at some point this morning, she wants to corner Gwyn and bribe her.
Oh, I have to roleplay that out.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to Finn first then.
Okay.
So, essentially what I would like to do, Helianthus is going to be at this party. The various rulers of the court are going to be here. I believe that the ruler of the summer court is going to be here. And if I want to keep things above board in terms of, my mother being kept in prison by my father and everything like that, if I would like to free her without having to murder him.
Oh, we're not murdering him anymore?
It would bring down the mood, I think, a little bit. So I'm going to try to do it above board first. See if we can get maybe his queen to be on our side and just command him to do it. And then if he doesn't do it, then we kill him. Huh?
Okay, so what do we have to do?
I'm thinking a couple of things. I'm going to talk to Akron about just battering kind of things. He's generally very good at talking people up, just making sure she's on Prearia's side and that they are in very good so that Prearia can ask her to do it. I want to make Helianthus look as bad as possible to her. And I think this is something you might have a lot of talent for.
Oh, yeah, I'm really good at humiliating people.
Yes. The very specific thing is, it needs to be humiliating, but he needs to humiliate himself. Yeah? Yeah,
Okay.
It needs to be put in a situation where everyone can see just how awful he is. Specifically, that she can see it. Just complicated. I'm thinking we'll say, and I'll have message up to you, I'll stay in contact with you, and I'm hoping to have kind of network of spies so that we can get into what exactly the queen wants, what she would find irritating, what she would find worthy of threat, So I was going to talk to a couple of people. Come with me. I'm going to head on over to Prearia's room where all the furbolgs are and just kind of drag Finn along with me. I've been, hustling.
Also, we actually added a hydrate button, apparently.
Oh.
Somebody activated it, so
That's for the eating
make sure you drink.
Yeah, I already drank mine.
Okay.
Knock on the written away door.
That was a horrible knock, but that sounds appropriate. It's very dainty knock.
Yeah, one of Prey's younger brothers will answer.
Hi.
Hello. What are you?
I am Esperis of the House of Red Bay. I'm a friend of your sisters.
Oh, cool. I don't know who those people are, but you're getting ready for party now.
Yes.
Something.
Could I talk to Gwyn? Or to you, if you are... Can I check on this child? Does this look like somebody who I could pay to spy on things for me, or is he just a regular kid?
A regular kid.
Keep in mind, Esperis is not good with children.
Well, no. Reese. Maybe we could talk to you and your sister.
That makes sense. I am much cooler than she is.
Oh, oh, really? See? And he shoots a wink at Reese. Okay.
He just kind of rolls his eyes and looks back.
Gwen!
You actually see Gwen in the background. She's she's playing with it looks like a little music box. She's twisting the top of it instead of the side of it, and she just kind of like she kind of like stops like she's being caught with her hand in a cookie jar, and the top of the music box kind of slams closed, and she kind of like shoves it up against the wall, and she goes, "Yes?
Yeah.
I am here." And she just kind of like pitter-patters over, and she just kind of like, "Did anybody see me? Okay, we're good. Yes! Hello!"
Hello, Queen. I am Brice of the House of Arete, a member of this island. This is Finn Lai. Finn, I think we've already met. I'm sorry, I didn't ask your name yet. She's going to gesture to the brother.
Cassian.
Cassian, it's wonderful to make your acquaintance, sir.
I know.
I was wondering if you two might be interested in a sort of
Game.
This evening at the party.
Ooh, a game.
It's so boring in here.
It's a competitive game. Do you like to compete against each other?
Of course. I mean,
To see who's like
it's not
better?
really competition,
obviously.
but
But this way you can prove it.
His head is just screwed on too tight. I win.
All right.
in dreams.
Sell it, Reese.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you guys are really going to compete, I have a pretty excellent prize, but I would really need to get
There
together
is
your own-
prize?
There is, but I don't know if you are. Would you consider yourselves very sneaky?
Yeah, of course.
You would. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Gwen is terrible, but I'm good.
All right. Would
But
you
I am
consider-
very loud.
Okay.
I can be
Interesting.
very loud.
It's very distracting. Do you find you can overhear lots of things?
I'm not sure who you asking.
Both of you. I am talking to
mean-
both of you at the same time.
I mean, sometimes I hear noises in house, like there's somebody here, but then there's nobody here. That's weird. You think that's weird?
That is true. I
I
overhear
think-
Madhead a lot.
Oh, yeah. I hear when she gives us presents. And snacks. Lots
Oh.
of snacks.
That's very nice. I would love to hear about all of the snacks and just, what people are saying tonight. Whoever can bring me the strangest things that they hear will be winning. She's going to reach into her little boho bag at her side and she's going to pull out the bird's eye maple ring that will let you see anywhere.
That is shiny.
Very shiny. It lets you
Ooh,
places and be able to learn a lot of things that you're not supposed to learn. Might
it is
help you.
magic.
is.
Hiccuped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cassian
don't-
is just like foaming at the mouth. He wants it so bad.
All I need you to do is just tell me all the strange things that you hear people talking about at the party. If you hear people talking about Helianthus, or a woman trapped somewhere, or if you hear someone talk about something very embarrassing, I want to hear all of it. I love stories.
Yeah.
Gwyn will tell you.
Thank
Queen
you
will
very
tell.
much. I'm
Cassian
sure
will
you
tell
will.
better.
And whoever brings me the very best information will get this ring. Huh?
On it.
He like pushes Gwen in the face and like, starts running around.
This is not fair! You cheat!
Start!
Sometimes, little Gwen, cheating is the best way to do things. So, try cheating from now on. It'll get you ahead.
One of Prey's ears goes up in the back like, what? No.
Okay, bye!
Gwyn's like, that is a good idea. Gwyn will cheat. Lots cheat. And they're just like, this very sinister grin just forms across her face.
It matches it, yeah.
No rules? There are no rules then.
Just
don't-
don't get caught.
Don't hurt anybody? No!
Just don't get caught.
Don't hurt anybody.
Cassian's
Exercise.
already down the hallway, so hopefully he's got it.
And then I'll see Prey starting to get up and go, oh, sorry, Prey, goodbye. Close the door. And then
Gwyn, what you see as as he runs out, Gwyn just kind of like smiles and she looks towards all of her other siblings. She goes, I have a deal for all of you. And she just looks down the hallway at Cassie and's like, I will give you all my dessert if you help me. And she shuts the door.
That one's gonna go far. I can tell.
She might end up in prison. We will have to see.
But then she'll be able to get out, because, you know.
Ray just puts her blanket over her head like this is it's gonna be a long day.
Trying to get. I feel like it's all going to hinge on, as much as we can learn about this woman, and I'll be with her, and then. I was wondering.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you ask. Luden is very good at this kind of thing, just kind of listening in and learning information and very perceptive. Could you ask him to listen in?
Sure. I just have to find him. But I think he'd do it. We're like best friends now, so.
Good, great. Thank you.
And I'll ask Samson to help me, do a little bit of subterfuge.
Sure. Yeah, no, that sounds. I mean, I don't know if other people have things that they want to do at this party. I would feel very guilty if everyone was just working for me. But I appreciate it very much.
I mean, I guess Samson might be sticking close to probably, flirting with people, but maybe he could, sneak off with me for a little bit.
If he could flirt with my dad, that might make him look bad. I don't
Oh, yeah, he's really good at that.
We'll learn what she doesn't like, and we'll stay minded. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Finn's gonna run off to go find Luden. Luden!
Do you like it? Huh?
She's like,
I love it. Now I have a piece of all your friends, and I'll always know where they are.
It's like Hunter's Mark, but better. And then you give her a fist bump.
She's like, a compass.
Exactly.
A friendship
Where's
compass.
Finn? No one can get captured and me not know where they are. That's the way Luda thinks about it.
Hi, Luden. Oh, you're talking to that thing.
You see
Can
what
I
he
talk
said?
to you?
You should probably stay away from her, cause y'all aren't on a good, What's
Okay.
up? What you need, Finn?
Can I talk to you alone? Give a pointed look at Cynthia.
He's gonna say anything that you can say in front of me, you can say in front of her.
Fine. Okay, so we have a plan, and we need your help with it.
Oh, for a part? Oh, do I need to go get some food for the party, or what's?
I mean, it's for Reese. So, she wants us to try and embarrass Helianthus, or rather, she wants Helianthus to embarrass himself. And so we need as much information as we can about Helianthus and also the Summer Queen, Summer Court Queen. I don't know her name.
Summer Queen, Summer Court Queen, come on.
In great stars.
I was like, okay.
She's his queen, and we want her to hate him so that he's embarrassed and he's in a vulnerable position, so that way he lets go of Esperice's mom.
So just listen to her?
Yeah, and be really quiet and sneaky.
Okay. Sure. And Ludid starts taking off his +1 armor and putting on the Warmong armor that he had from way back when that gives him advantage on hearing checks. Yeah. So and then he'll be like, you got that elven cloak still, or do we?
I thought that you gave it to Akron.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Akron has that.
Akron has that. Cool. So I'll go get that from Akron. And
we recruited a few children to do the same thing, but we think you'll probably do better. You're more experienced when it comes to it.
Let that go. I don't even want to know. I'm not going to be asked about this later. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, yeah, I got you. And then he holds up his fist. Cynthia holds up her fist.
Can we
we got
fist bump like friends do?
Yeah, and he'll pick her up too, and
Okay.
put our fists together.
Yeah.
Her fist is very, very cold. And you just see like a little like crack go up the sides of her cheeks past the red rouge along the sides of it.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Oh, also. Finn like leans in. Happy birthday again.
Hey.
Just
Hey.
between us.
Hey.
What?
Shh.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I guess as Finn closes the door, Ludin will pull the mirror back out and be like, "Oh my god, I thought he'd never leave," and he'll continue letting Cynthia do her thing. He'll find Akron later, but Finn can go do his thing.
All right. Anyone else, and or how do you all prepare the house for this grand celebration?
I will say Ludin will, since he doesn't have to do anything for a while, he will go out and start hunting beasts of different sizes and stuff like that, so we can have a feast that is big and shiznit. He'd probably recruit Akron as well if he wants to come, but otherwise, that's what he's doing all day, he'll lead a little hunting party.
No, I think Akron's gonna help decorate.
All right then, Ludin's just out there. Do this well.
Chris has finally had enough blood.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had enough fighting for a while. Speaking of the party though, the queen of the summer court's supposed to be coming, right?
Yes.
So like, do I know what do I know about her? Like, since we're trying to gather information and stuff, I'm assuming I've heard stuff, right?
Yeah, Avriel would have told you a little bit about her. She is the peak of refinement and elegance. She is she does not rule with her heart. She rules with the judgment of the law. She's more lawful good, essentially.
Okay.
Or neutral good, or lawful neutral. Sorry, like lawful good to lawful neutral. Sorry.
Okay.
Will the soul connection help me at all in my endeavors
What?
of being lawful neutral to lawful neutral? Is it any kind of like sister beta phi? We recognize each other on sight.
No. But yeah, she you know that Akron, Samson and the rest of you all know about Samson and how he was banished, and she helped rule his banishment. So you would all know that as well. She was involved in passing the sentence that banished Samson to the material plane. You also know, Akron, that Averia, which is her name, is Elrixis' sister.
Averia?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Not to be confused with Elvira. So.
I think, if I remember, Elvaria was like Lauren said, was the person who cast out Samson, but Samson, and Samir worked directly for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's Samir's boss.
She is Samir's boss, yes. You also know, what was I gonna say? You also know... Oh my god. I had it and then I lost it. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me.
How was her relationship with her sister?
That's what I was going to tell you about. Thank you. That's exact. You know that Elrixis
we were here.
Yeah, I was like, because I knew that was relevant and important. You also know that Elrixis was insatiably jealous of her sister. you know that Elrixis never had full control of the Gloaming Court. And the kind of relationship between her sister and Averia is very similar to like Alice in Wonderland with the White Witch and the White Queen and the Red Queen, where one is very gentle, kind,
Wicked Witch of the East scenario we got going on here.
similar.
Some Elphaba shiznit.
Similar, but I would say that Averia
Like
isn't
Glinda the Good Witch.
Averia isn't quite that like far on the good spectrum. She's more like lawful, if that makes sense. She rules more lawful.
Got it.
So
Got it.
when Esperis rocks on up to Akron sometime in that early morning, maybe even while they're decorating, she's gonna ask him to keep an eye out for the Summer Queen, that she's trying to scout for this kind of information and all the stuff about how she's trying to go above board to get her mom out. Her first instinct, is he gonna share that information with her?
Nah, I think he's just gonna keep it to himself and just kind of let you figure it out. No, of course he's gonna share the information.
You can make whatever choices you want. Okay. So do you think? I mean, but you know, was it a situation where they were like, oh, jealousy, but you know, they're sisters at the end of the day? Do you think this is going to be a mourning period for Averia?
I think that she will mourn, but I don't think that she would let her emotions show. I feel that she would probably want to present herself as a ruler here, seeing as she's coming here probably on diplomatic purposes, you know, to meet the new queen and all of that stuff, you know. She probably doesn't want her first meeting with the new queen to be one of tears, you know?
It's understandable. I'm concerned that it sounds like what I will have to do for the best possible outlook on my attempt, you know, is to present in some way that Ilianthus was undermining her rule or behaving unlawfully, and that therefore he should be punished for this. So I will look for that, but at a certain point I do rely on your judgment if I should just go for tactic 2, you know.
To be more specific, and Daniel might have to help me because I don't have it on me at the moment. She upholds the 3 sacred laws of the Feywild, which is never tell a lie, do not entertain an unseelie. Am I on the right track here, Daniel?
Yeah.
Help me out here, Daniel.
Unseelie court.
Yeah, we said never tell a lie, and it's like never tell a lie, never speak the blunt truth, and like something about the unseelie, the Gloaming Court.
Won't have none. Or don't have none. Won't be none.
Yeah.
Tell a lie, never speak the blunt. Do not entertain an unseelie.
Yeah, because Samson got framed for
making
a deal with the Gloaming Court.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. But I was framed the whole time. Never did
There
it.
you were.
Never did it.
Okay.
Was that a law based on after Elrixis came into power, or would Samson know if that law was older? Like, was that from the time of the Ripanawe that you weren't supposed to associate with the Ripanawe, or was it an Elrixis based, don't you mess with that court kind of rule? Or is that not?
I think my understanding is this: it is as old as Fae itself. They just 2 different courts.
Okay, so it's very strange that we got 2 courts partying together. Okay. Well, Akron, I can say that I will rely on your judgment, I suppose, if you think this is a reasonable idea or not.
Praeria. You are getting ready for the big day?
Yes. I believe her mother will be helping her with that.
While you are getting ready, you very briefly see, like, you lose sight in your eye. And you regain it, but your left eye sees a large fey oak tree splitting open, as if someone was about to pass through. And then it flashes away.
She just kind of stands there stunned. That has not happened.
It's very disorienting. Imagine seeing something completely different from one eye to the other.
Yeah, so she will note that.
All right, is there anything else you guys would like to do before the party starts, or are we ready to partay?
I think that Finn is going to stick very closely to Samson during the decorating process. I don't know what he's doing, but he is going to try and recruit Samson for this mission. Samson.
Ah.
Can you help me with something?
Well, I'm trying to get all this old wine from underneath the cellars and get them all back up. So
Oh yeah, I can help with that.
Yeah, but sure. I mean, after I get done with this, maybe. Yeah, come on.
It's during the party, so I'll help you, and then it'll get done like twice as fast, probably 3 times, because I'm super fast and super helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, let's go. And then I just go. It's like, so what do you need help with, Ben?
So, I need your help, making Helianthus look bad in front of his queen.
Okay.
That's it.
Problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
He's an arse. We hate him. What are we doing? I'll pick up some wine and start waddling on over to what I'm guessing is a wheelbarrow I have. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, you know about his queen better than I do. Do you feel like maybe we should have him make a fool of himself? Trip? I mean, he needs to, but Esprit said he needs to make himself like a fool. So say something bad?
Yeah, maybe. It would be kind of neat if there's a way we could maybe convince him to be so boisterous or start bragging about how he was the one who joined Praeria and he sent his son to do this fight and yada yada yada, and then we can be like, oh, didn't you stay the fuck behind? I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe Avriel can like point it out.
Yeah, and Avriel can be like, hey, Dad, you didn't help at all. You actually wanted to quit on him. I don't know. That'd be kind of mean. Not really pranky.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah. Go the old whoopee cushion act. That's always embarrassing.
Is that what the Summer Queen would hate the most?
It's entirely possible no one's ever fought it in her presence. And so she might be so overcome with the experience of a whoopee cushion that she might make a big stink of it, for lack of a better term. And then we'll all be like, Helianthus, you only fought once every 3 years and you did it in front of the queen? I don't know. Just spitballing there.
I mean, yeah, we can do that. Oh, maybe he comes to the party also. Yeah, I can make it smell really bad too. And then maybe he comes to the party with like this nasty jam on the end of his cloak, and then wasps are following him like everywhere.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll poison him so he just throws up everywhere.
I love that. Okay, yeah, that's good too. But we should do all of this after he's like boasting, so that way it's like even worse.
Yes. It's just a downward spiral for him.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Ooh, like we could disguise as somebody and ask like, oh, so, were you part of this war? Like, what was your part in it, Mr. Helianthus? But not Mr. Helianthus. What would we call him?
Healy?
Mr. Healy?
No, Mister. Just do Healy.
Just Healy?
Yeah, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pretend like you're skating a little bit. It'd be great.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm going to break open some wine and pour some for myself and Finn. It's like 10 a.m.
Imagine if
Samson's drinking
it's like
heavily.
I was about to say, imagine he's already like 4 glasses in.
I gotta catch up.
Samson is getting very, very drunk if he can.
Yeah, Finn will also down it, trying to like match him. Gosh, my green screen.
It's gonna go great. All members of my team are gonna perform excellently. So Esperise, once she's gotten her machinations kind of in motion, is going to be essentially hanging around Akron, just nervously talking to him, and also like over directing what she would like the decorations to be. Because she knows he can do a lot of stuff with plants. She wants to like blanket Samson's house in like beautiful purple flowers. Isn't it? It's like lilacs that are important to the Rethanawe family. It's a lavender colored flower. Esperise would know. I don't remember.
I think it's
they were
like blue flowers, like
Blue,
like
weren't they?
Yeah, kind of like lobelia.
Lobelia flowers, and she's just going to be pointing at Akron, like, make sure you get those eaves. And also, I'm so stressed out, and like directing him as he does what he does so much better.
I do what I do. I make the blue flowers. Relax, Esperise.
Sounds like you should have came hunting with me.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. We're this is all taking place outside, right? So yeah, we've I want to use like a combination of like plant growth and speak with plants, right? To like have grow the vines, and like if there's a tree, I want to like enrich the tree and have like the roots and stuff and like the branches like grow really like overgrown and like really really long and everything. And I want to use the speak with plants. I want to direct them all to kind of like to hold all of the trays and be like the host of the service for the evening. You know what I'm saying? So like as she comes in, all of the vines and the tree branches and stuff, they have like like the tree branch will come down and like grab a drink and move it back up, and then like another one will pour it and refill it, then it'll come back down and put it down on the table, have stuff like that going on, like they'll be like
the Beast
and stuff holding the hors d'oeuvres, like, and then they'll come in through the window and be like here.
I love that so much. Yeah. You guys open up all the windows because like obviously the trees can't move, but like so the trees can like move their branches inside of the kitchen, and like even the trees that are like there's very much a lot of teamwork going on to where the trees closest to the kitchen will pass them to the branches down, and like it'll ripple down into the courtyard to pass out drinks and hors d'oeuvres and such. And you use plant growth on some of the fruit trees and the pecan trees, and like immediately, like if somebody wants some fresh fruit, one of the trees immediately blooms and then swells into an apple and will like kind of like lean down to allow them to pick fresh fruit off the trees. It is a magical forest of food and just dancing trees and flowers. It is beautiful.
You're welcome.
Esperise is going to be directing, like, essentially, she's doing, like, full Parisian outdoor wedding, like, little cafe tables and chairs with little flower centerpieces everywhere for people to sit, some longer tables, and, like, there's a definite walkway down the middle where the coronation will take place, and there's an opening at one end where there are several trees that are just chilling for now, and she's going to lean in and make a request of Akron for later. And I'm going to text you, Brandon, what that is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I see that you can direct the trees to do certain things. I was wondering if for the moment she'll talk about kind of her vision. Huh?
Yes, no, that sounds wonderful. Yeah.
It seems more her kind of thing. Thank you so much. My hair feels thinner. Does it look okay?
You look beautiful. All right, everything's gonna be great. All right, look at what we did here. It looks wonderful, right?
This is absolutely stupendous. You should really come to Dawn's Rise. You would make a splash. I can tell you that.
Well, let's hope the queen thinks the same thing, huh?
All right.
How much food I come back with?
How much food do you come back with? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I brought a whole hunting party.
You're out hunting. Give me Give me some survival checks.
Oh, okay. Okay, the first one's not too bad. And there was a second one. Okay, so the first one was a 22, and the second one was an 18. Do you want another one, or was that good?
That's good. You let's say what kind of creatures would you find in the Feywild that you could eat? Like, what creatures would you like? I feel like all the things that move around are sentient.
I don't know. I'm using whoever the hunting party tells me to hunt. Are the bugs sentient?
We'll say, you know what? We'll say that you find.
This isn't a bug. He's more than a bug.
You find some animals that talk, and you just don't feel right about killing them. So you do find some unusual animals, like a featherless bird that.
Less work to cook.
You find a couple featherless birds. You find a swarm of mushrooms that actually look delicious. They don't look like the nasty pustules that you saw. You find some fresh potatoes dug in the ground that you can dig up. You find carrots as well, some wild carrots. Let's see. You find fresh herbs, some fresh basil, and some fresh exotic herbs that are almost kind of like a mix between blue and fuchsia, and they smell like violet. You've never seen them before in your life.
That's fine with me. I mean, like, sounds like some people are either gonna love it or hate it. At this point, I'm not from here, and I hope this all goes well.
It looks like herbs. I'm not sure what it is, but
I'll sniff it and just be like, "Oh, well, I'll make Finn try it
smells really
first."
good.
And keep going.
But yeah, just you find those flightless birds. You find a couple unique foraged items, and
Perfect.
I can't say you find any deer or something cool, because I feel like all of that would be like centaurs and fawns, and they. I don't think you can eat them. I don't think you want to eat those.
So I guess me and Buzz to come back with like a bunch of food just hanging off
Fresh
of like his
fruit.
side and stuff like that, and I'd be like, "All right," and he'll go in, and you know what? I know how to cook, so I'll also be cooking for the day. I'm not gonna ask anyone else to do it. I'll just start cooking as well.
Awesome. So you start cooking, you bring back this cornucopia of fresh foraged foods and some flightless chickens and the strange herb that you have no idea what it is. Before the court arrives, is there anything else that you would like to do to decorate this house, to prepare it for the party? And if not, is there anything special that you are wearing this evening?
Esperise does come buzzing through the kitchen at some point, checking in on Luden. I don't know if she's helpful at all, but she does check in on you. Huh? Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I just imagine like Luden's in the middle of cleaning the hairless chicken or the featherless chicken, just like draining it out.
I was like, "You need something, huh?"
No, just checking. It looks like it's going.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then he stops and just looks at her.
There is, some specific cuts of beef that they serve raw and things.
And he's like flopping it around, and he's like, "Have we ever eaten raw food? Raw?
I had sashimi.
Have you seen me eat raw?"
No. This is your kitchen. It's your kitchen. You're doing fantastic. So grateful for you. Thank you so much. The trees will be coming to pick it up.
Okay. Goodbye.
You find more hairy fish too. So you find more hairy fish.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna set that to the side. That'll be a special meal for later. But yeah, heck yes.
What
Birthday
kind
shark.
of decorations are fit for a party this big? Like,
What are Prey besides the blue? What are Prey's colors? Her family colors? Just
Okay, probably green for obvious reasons. Green,
That makes sense,
lavender. Maybe a little red in there.
green, lavender, red.
Yeah.
Okay, just needed to know.
Does Prey have a big chair?
Would you like to make her a big chair, Akron?
Maybe.
You can use
You
may use it if you would like to use your plant growth to also make a throne for Priaria. You may.
There is a space for a throne.
Make the throne.
Akron and Esperance have already made plans. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Prey knows none of this. She is still in the room with all of her family as her mother and father try to make all of their children presentable for such a thing.
Oh, real quick, how much space do we have actually? Like, this is outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All the space then.
All the space.
I mean,
right?
it's like visiting one of those like huge manor houses in the countryside where they're just sitting on like hundreds of acres of land.
Fantastic. So what it looks like is right. So like I said, there's an empty spot for where the big throne goes, and then on either side, it looks like the Last Supper. And how many members of your family are there?
We always forget because there's like 50.
Like 8, 12.
Yeah, there's 11 of us. Yes.
11.
11.
Which would be an odd number. On either side, there are chairs.
One chair for
There are
Mountain.
chairs. Do what?
One chair for Mountain to make it an even
Of
number.
course, one chair for Mountain to even it up. There are chairs on either side lining up that go down for the entire royal family, all decked out in lavender and red and in all the lavender and red flowers, like green trim and all that good stuff for the entire family to sit down and have the meal.
Noise.
I think the giant canary will also be flying around and helping us, like, with decorations. Flying around. It has a little bow tie.
Is that it?
Yes, she just has a little bow tie. It's like, no, you're formal. She just carries things around as you need them.
That's hilarious.
What are we all wearing, everyone?
Yeah, what are you all
At
wearing?
some point in the afternoon, Esperance is gonna set up next. She's just like making her round through everybody. She set up next to Samson and make him use his astrological power to just pop flower petals into existence, which she will then scent, put into little sachets, and just have him sit there and make flower petals so she can make little gift bags of potpourri for everyone to take home.
I love it.
Wow.
Party favors.
I expect nothing less of the royal party planner here.
Yeah. So unless he is instructed otherwise, Ludin is going to be wearing what he always wears. Like, even how dirty, like, he does not. And he's like, I'm a knight, I guess. This is what, I don't have any, like.
Nah, I will, seeing that, look, I'm looking out for my bro. I am going to quickly lead him towards Esperance. Be like, listen, you need to go at least get prestidigitated and cleaned up.
Yeah, what? What are you talking about? I look good.
I do want to ask, just why I'm like not even looking at Ludin, just vacuuming with my hands and looking at Akron. Do we want to get the blood off the crown before the coronation, or is that, you think, part of the effect?
Well,
I'd say leave it.
Part of her family colors is red. It could be. I don't know. It might be distasteful since that's her sister, though.
That's something we'll keep an eye and ear out for if we think that might be upsetting for her. Better keep blood on now, clean off if it's going to be a problem.
All right, so I'm good though, right? And Ludin starts to walk back towards the kitchen.
You're like sparkling clean at this point. Come here. And she's going to try to like do something to adjust your hair so it doesn't look like you're missing a little chunk.
Do you put a flower in front of it?
Would that be okay, or do you?
I just not. What does a fade do? I got it. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
He's gonna have little. What is your hair normally like? Do you have a fade on the side? What is your hair?
Yeah, I cut off most of my hair on Cynthia. So at this point, it looks closer to what my actual hair looks like than it does what it looked like at the beginning.
Essentially, she's gonna line up on the sides here, like a row of flowers that follows that sort of the pseudo fade that you have going on. And she'll clean it up a little bit. Got those those tracks of smaller, like forget-me-nots and little baby's breath that are just kind of accenting a little crown there.
So Ludin will look over at Akron and he'll be like,
He'll do that.
He'll dap me up real quick. Ludin will walk off like a little stride and like, okay. Thinking to himself, I love it because it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna be silent and sneaking around this whole party, so nobody's really gonna see me anyway.
Just in case, my friend. Just in case.
He'll do his thing. That's what Ludin's wearing. I don't know what anybody else is wearing.
I'm ready for your khakis, Finn.
Yeah, Finn's gonna rock the khaki cargo
Socks and
shorts,
sandals.
the fancy Crocs, and a linen white shirt, but also over it he's gonna wear like a long green coat with like flower patterns, probably like cherry blossom patterns on top. So it's kind of fancy. It's a little more fancy than normal.
Sounds like you just left the beach. Beach party.
And he's gonna try and like braid up as much of the hair as he has left. And yeah. He's gonna like he's gonna close his eyes and think of something, and then the little cherry blossoms start popping in his hair, and he's like, okay, good. That's Finn.
Yeah, I feel like Samson's gonna be pretty. I mean, he's gonna be happy to be here. Obviously, he's gonna put on his best sort of like pullover sort of robe, like one of those like just this whole thing that comes all the way across, obviously sleeveless, with the DV and all that fun show where they show all the scars and everything like that. And I think that he's gonna bring some sort of like, I don't know, because Samson used to be a military guy and in the wars with stuff with Smear. And so I imagine he's going to wear like some sort of ornamental dagger or something, like a nice little belt around the waist. And then, but yeah, otherwise a pretty, like semi-formal overcoat robe thing, I guess.
All right.
As Berese is going full vestment because she never changes her clothes, she doesn't have the hat of disguise anymore, so she is going to just be wearing her green Levi dress. She's gonna have flowers in her hair, kind of some like smaller renditions of what Praeria had put in her hair when they first went to Helianthus's house, the fuck you flowers, but just a little bit there, circle it around the ears, letting her hair flow freely, pristine makeup as always, barefoot, deep breaths, getting in the zone for convincing royalty. She's starting to feel confident and everything is going to be fine.
Has Akron gone yet?
Nah, Akron is looking as noble as he possibly can. With his armor, he's in a full Fey Knight mode. Not like in like a battle sense, but in like a more regal kind of sense. Like he's got like big flowing leaves that kind of come down and make like almost like a cape, he's obviously he's got the house colors on, the royal family colors. He's probably got like a hat, that's got like a little flower on the side to represent and everything. And he's less viney, he's probably got the arms out a little bit, look a little bit more presentable here.
Nice. Now, Praeria, would you like to save what you are wearing for your big entrance?
Yes.
Okay. So typically at these events, the guests are announced and brought in, and then you are brought in kind of as like the main event once everyone is here and the party is ready to start. So, you all wait very anxiously, and the other courts arrive. First, would anybody like to be the herald? Would anybody like to be the herald?
The herald?
Yeah,
Feel
you,
like I
you,
have-
you
yeah,
just get to
I wanna do
announce. You get to announce. I have titles.
Oh,
I have
I see.
titles. I have titles for everyone. So
Yeah, that's an Akron job right
I
there.
would
I've
Definitely an
never seen
Akron
one.
job.
I
I would
have
love
titles. If you would like to announce your friends, you can announce your friends, and then I will send you what to announce for the courts.
Do it. Breezy.
Oh,
frick. Are we getting announcements too?
wait, yeah, I have to announce us. I thought you were just gonna. I thought I was announcing the guests.
Yes, you can just
You're
announce the guests. It's fine.
announcing
I don't want to. I don't want to throw that at you.
Oh God!
Here. We will start. You will.
Tell us what you really think, Akron.
And I definitely want my human friends to have like a place of honor.
Just like having to come up with that on the last minute. It's fine. It's fine. I have the titles for you, buddy boy.
Murderer of Elrixis. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
Here's the first one.
You want me to start now? Or you want to
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. All right. As they begin to walk in, Akron stands, I guess, like right next to the slightly off center from the entrance. And as the first one walks in, he says, "All hail the lady of the rhyme, the breath of winter herself, Queen
Kriya.
Kriya?
Mhm.
Kriya?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't want to butcher that.
It's
Queen Kriya.
You all watch as a woman with beautiful dark skin is contrasted by the stark white of her hair. Beautiful silver white dreadlocks, some woven with silver chain, cascading down her back. The contrast of white and black is stark, but captivating. Her eyes are a crystallized, fractured silver, piercing and revered, and frost flecks her eyelashes and her cheeks. She wears a long white cloak that trails behind, and it looks to be made from fresh powdered snow itself, somehow being held together. And upon her head is a crown of ice.
Ludin will whisper to Finn. She's probably so cold, don't you think? Like that's. Never mind.
Yeah, I think she is probably cold all the time, but she's not shivering, so she hides it really well.
Yeah, I think so too. I wonder who's next.
Ooh, let's bet. I think summer. No, autumn.
All hail
Are they
the
different?
Lord of Change, the gift of the harvest, King Silas.
You watch as a tall, slender man with warm caramel skin makes his way forward next. Long hair down his back, flowing freely in a mix of red and orange, with eyes upturned and golden like the changing leaves. His clothes draped down in colors of wheat and straw. He is the most humble-looking of the rulers of the courts. A moderately sized cornucopia kind of slung over his shoulder is empty, but beautiful.
I guess he came prepared to take leftovers home. I think that's the big one.
That's a really smart idea.
Yeah, I need to start doing that with the next parties I go to. Next, who's
All-
next?
All hail the song of the spring court, Lord Viridius. Did I get that one?
That's good, yeah. You watch as a tall satyr crowned with a wreath of purple irises, a trail of petals flowing behind him like snow that's gently falling. His horns are very, very large, curling almost 3 loops worth. The hair of his legs, chest, and head are a color of deep moss green, with buds of small yellow flowers kind of peppered throughout. On his neck, a large, elaborate pan flute that sways with each stretch between his gait.
You think he gets through the door?
That's what I was gonna say. Like his head must be so heavy. I mean, why does he? I would cut it. It's like your nails. I think. Like I don't know. But
Is it? You think it's that brittle? Like fragile?
I don't know. You could probably just
Ooh, maybe they shed like a real deer.
maybe. I'm sure it'd be rude to ask him, but I'm gonna be sneaking around learning stuff anyway. So who knows? Next.
All hail the mistress of the dawn, the sunrise of the summer court herself, the Empress Iveria.
And you watch as the queen of the summer court promenades forward, a flow of summer light radiating around her head, haloed rays arching out and bending the lights all around her. Her presence is overwhelming. Her large, stained glass monarch wings catch the light and cast a variety of color upon the ground. Vines frame the side of her head, along with a long, flowered-petaled gown. Her long white hair flows down past her waist, and she slowly turns to face you all, with eyes emanating the glow of the dawn light, a vision of radiance and grace. And you notice upon all of their heads crowns, some blooming, some wreaths of flowers.
Luden whispers to Finn, not to be rude, but it kind of makes sense that Elrixis might have been the ugly stepchild, and that's why she was jealous of her sister.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, but I can see it too. It'd be hard to live up to that.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for her now, but not really, but yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go sneak around. I'll see you later.
Okay.
They all walk, and they don't sit. Everyone else waits to sit. And they stand before where Prearia will make her entrance, as if to be the first to greet her. Prearia.
Hey. Alright, well, Prearia steps out in a kind of gossamer gown. It's a kind of light gray, kind of silvery material like spider webs. And it shimmers as it folds and cascades around her. From it sprout lavender and crimson flowers and glowing mushrooms. It's very understated, and it's got a low cut back, and you can see that on her back she still wears the dagger of her ancestors. And her crown sits on, clean, no blood, sits on her kind of moonlit glowing hair, which for the first time is cut very short around her ears. And she looks a bit nervous, but she keeps her head high as she walks out in front of her new people.
I could have just looted things to himself, not to ruin the moment. I could have just waited.
Yeah, you could have.
Got some. And he kicks himself a little bit.
She cut her hair. Oh my god.
Oh, also, on her back with her dagger, there is her little yellow-orange rose. And, it's the only pop of that color that she wears.
The flower and the dagger intertwined on your back.
Oh, she's also not wearing her eye patch, just...
Oh, so she got two different colored eyes.
Yep.
Wow.
As you enter, the four other rulers of each and every court alongside the Gloaming court, they don't bow. That's not something that they do to each other. You do not bow to a ruler, but they nod their head down slowly, a sign of respect, and they raise their arms as if to welcome you into the fold.
She looks a little choked up. She gathers herself and, okay, hold on, how's this set up?
It's essentially
It's like-
where you would be entering from is there's a There's a beautiful flowered archway at one end that people entered through that you would have come through. And then there's a long walkway between all these chairs. And there's an open space with several trees gathered at the end. And if Prearia looks lost at all, Espelise will be like,
She just follows her direction. There was no rehearsal dinner. We're just going off vibes. So she'll, I guess, stand in front of everyone and I assume this is something like she would have talked about with her mom, I guess. And so she'll take the ancestral dagger and she'll just kind of put a little cut in her hand. And then she will place her hands to the earth and let the blood soak in. And from that will come a sapling. And I guess one day it will be a fey oak, but for now it's just a little growth. And yeah.
Is there any
symbol of her? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
A symbol of, I guess, her words. Like a promise, I guess, to her people. A symbol of her reign, I suppose.
The beginning of your reign.
Yes.
As long and ancient and old as an fey oak tree. You place your hands into the soil and it just kind of ripples outward, and there's almost like a pulse of magic as a small seedling begins to sprout. And is there anything you'd like to say?
I mean, I assume she would just tell everyone what the fey oak was for, but I didn't prepare a speech.
Fine. Whatever your signal is to kind of end this and start the party as you plant this seed. The other leaders, continuing to raise their hands, raise their second hand as if to call the people forward. And you hear in an echo behind them this wave of voices saying, "All hail the Queen of the Gloaming Court." And they just chant that over and over again. And as they do, your actual subjects, because not everyone here is from the Gloaming Court. Some are from the summer. Most are from the summer. Some are from the winter. A lot are from the Gloaming as well, of the two. As they chant, it's their voices that you now hear ringing in your head. You hear each and every voice individually and collectively at the same time. You hear Muriel. You hear the little pixie that you saved in Elrixis' tower. And as you do, the flowers bloom on your crown ever so vibrantly. Except one. It begins to bloom. You don't notice. But a single petal withers and just falls to the ground. But the rest of them bloom very vibrantly.
Does anyone notice? Or did it just happen metally?
Metally?
Yeah, like us as players know, but nobody else in the PC knows. Universe knows.
It's just a little petal that falls. It almost looks like it was like cherry blossom falling.
All right, cool.
You all would notice that.
As the queen receives her crown, people vines begin to kind of snake through the crowd towards that little center area that I was mentioning earlier, and people notice like the leaves begin to shake as the trees and as the branches of the trees begin to kind of move that way as well over everyone, and the vines below kind of start to coalesce and they form these these 4 feet, and they start to kind of snake their way up, and then up top the the branches begin to kind of form the back of this really ornate looking throne, and they kind of meet together in the middle, and the vines and the branches begin to kind of intertwine with each other and form these flowers all over it, and then all of the wood, all of this ornate carvings begin to appear inside of it and make it look all nice, and it just looks, just this regal throne appears in front of everybody, made out of all that stuff.
Everyone cheers as this glorious throne is crafted before you all, and everyone raises their glass and immediately, again, hail to the Queen of the Gloaming Court, and they toast and they drink, and they will, the other leaders will take their seats if they have. Are they sitting at the what are the, I can't remember what you called it, the
Last Supper table.
Last Supper table?
There's enough room for everyone.
They go and they sit. Everyone waits until that entire table sits before the rest of the party sit and the party commences.
Perfect.
As the party commences, and you all sit and begin to eat and drink and talk and dance, Prayaria, out of the corner of your eye, your eye kind of fades for a moment, and you see yourself sitting in the chair.
She just like shakes her head and starts looking around.
You gauge and you kind of look in the direction to which the eye may have been looking, and you watch in the distance as everyone drinks and doesn't quite, like, there's still one goblet in the air, and there's a familiar figure. She takes a second goblet from a tray, from a massive apple tree. Her face is a pale shade of olive, and her yellow eyes flicker with a wicked playfulness that sends a shiver down your spine once more. But wait. No, one of her eyes is yellow, and the other isn't yellow at all. Her hair is straight, dark moss green, and that is your eye that she has. Her hair is dark, it's almost black. She isn't ugly by any means, of course, and she moves with the grace of an archfey. Her clothing of damp moss and vines suggests her connection with the earth, and the soil runs deep and old. Her brows are high, arched. She tilts her head from side to side and just kind of sways with her body like a cat looming over its prey, watching with anticipation and interest, and she cracks a smirk, and she winks your eye, and she toasts and takes a drink.
Prayaria just smiles warmly back, and she will raise a drink to her. And like, where she's sitting, I imagine more flowers and like mushrooms are blooming. They just do, and like, the glowing mushrooms will start to glow like a warm yellow. Like she's saying, welcome home.
And she smiles back and takes another deep swig of her goblet, and will just kind of just enjoy the revelry.
I will say that Luden probably didn't sit down, since his job is to gain information, but Finn did tell him that the children were on our team and trying to help with stuff, and he has no idea who is helping and who's not helping. But he has 9 extra people that he can cast Pass Without a Trace on. So he's going to cast Pass Without a Trace on himself, and then 9 of whatever siblings he sees first. And he'll just think to himself, "Go, you little roguish children. Spread the chaos." And he hopes they'll find information, but that's all the little hope that he can do.
At one point, because Gwen does like this kind of thing where she checks in regularly to kind of make sure she's scoring points. Like, hey, I found this out. Okay, I'm gonna go run back and I'm gonna find out more. Hey, I found this out. At one point, she runs up to you and she's got something behind her back and she's beaming very big wide. She goes, "Did you know, Esberries, that all of these soldiers, they lost lots of limbs? A lot of them have wooden legs, and look, I have one!"
Wow. That is incredible. It is worth so many points. You know what would be worth more points? I wonder if you could get it back on without him noticing.
Oh, I don't think it would fit me. I already have 2 legs.
On him. Because you took it off without him noticing. Do you think you could get it back on? That sounds much
he
more
was sleeping. He had lots of medicine. I made sure he'd be okay.
Wow. I'll hold on to this then. What? Thank you so much. It was so many points.
Am I winning?
You're doing so well right now. I'll need to tally it up. I can let me see. I'll tally it up and I can tell you very soon.
Is it close?
It's very close.
Okay, I will go find more. She runs off.
The gesture at the tree. Could you bring this over to the medical tent, please? I'm gonna pass a leg up to the tree.
He grabs the leg and begins passing it down the line.
Okay.
And I guess now that I've released the children, so to speak, I'm going to just be, going back and forth in and out between the trees and just listening to our summer, or basically all of the court buddies, to see what they think of Prey, and if we need to poison any of them, or what we need to go, because just in case.
Those of you doing recon, give me a investigation check? Perception? No.
Perception check.
No, perception. Give me a perception check.
What I would like to do, and I don't know if it'll come to play now, but Esperise is not doing subterfuge. Instead, she is having polite conversations with the upper crust. And what I would like to do is at any point, if somebody needs to make a sleight of hand or a stealth check, I would just love to distract with pleasant conversation so that it might be easier for them to give advantage at some point.
I got a nat.
I saw that. You got a nat 20.
Yeah, so I heard it.
As you're doing recon, Luden, you gather from most I'm guessing you're smart. You're listening to those who you know would be from the Gloaming Court, who came from the Gloaming Court, those who fought for Praeria. As a whole, you get the vibe they're very excited. They are so happy to be free of the Shade Witch. It is like the end of the war, where people are dancing in the streets. At one point, with your nat 20, you just kind of like peer behind a curtain of like Frisia that's just hanging, and you just see a couple just like having relations, and you're like, okay, like everyone is so happy and everyone is celebrating, and to the point that it gets a little awkward in some areas. And you're kind of going around, and you notice some other conversations kind of coming to light as well, that there's some worry. There are some people who are saying, she's going to stay, right? She's not going anywhere.
Okay, he'll take note of that. Does he hear anything from our good old Wicked Witch of the East, or from any of her people? From her
sister.
Elvira.
You gather from them that the two sisters did not have a good relationship. That, yes, she does mourn her sister. Regardless, it is her sister. It's very much like Loki and Thor. Like Thor mourned his brother. He loved his brother. Types of situation. So she mourns her sister, but she, of course, being the lawful individual that she is, she understands that Praeria had the right the entire time, and that she could not stand in the way. of that.
Perfect. Well, what Ludin will do is, since he's not the persuasive one or anything like that, first he's going to go over Akron, and he's just going to whisper, hey, so you're probably going to want to like make some super cool speech like you do about how it is noble that Praeria has saved them and stuff like that, but she might have to leave kind of thing to save the other worlds just as much because they're also in danger, and that's what a queen of her caliber would do. And that's just some ideas. You might need to be making a speech later. You got me? There's rumblings.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one to spin, buddy. But
That's all on you though. That's what you do. I hear the words and you respond to them, basically. You got this, and I'll just do the fist bump, hold up Cynthia, she'll do the third fist bump thing, and even if he doesn't put out his fist, Ludin's gonna walk away. And he's gonna go to Esperise next, and he's gonna be like, okay. So, Summer Court. She is okay with it, with the death and stuff, but she's not happy about it. So yeah, she understands. She's very lawful. She understands that Prey was entitled to do all this stuff and be in charge of that. So I think that she has that personality of, laws first and what's right is right and it is what it is. So if you can use that to your advantage, I would. And then yeah, if you want to get any other specific information regarding her, or what other things do you need? Because I can keep walking.
It sounded like she believed that Elrixis did need to be stopped.
More so that she understood. I don't think she had any,
She wasn't ready to take action on it, but she did think it was necessary.
Yeah, you know how, you let me do some things that are, or how we let Finn do some crazy stuff sometimes, and we're just like, whatever, it's just Finn, and sometimes it's technically illegal or prankish or stuff like that, but it's whatever. But if he gets caught, we have to be like, well, we gotta go save Finn. But she was like, well, it was illegal, and I like the laws, so she didn't save her sister, kind of.
Okay. If you could take a spin over by Helianthus to see how he's holding up and what he is saying about things, that would be wonderful.
Okay, Actually, no, you're good. I'm gonna, and then Luda's gonna just start writing a little note to Praeria that he's gonna give the vines to deliver to her, but it's basically just gonna say, hey, your people still don't know that you might want to go save other people that need to be saved, and they're talking about it. Just thought you should know. XOXO.
essentially, you guys have all talked about how you have to go back, and because rumors spread and there's servants around and there are soldiers around, rumors spread. There's a rumor that there is concern that Praeria isn't going to stay because the Silent have stated that they are going to return to the Materia plane at some point.
There is one thing that Esperise wants to do as soon as Ludin starts. She's going to call down another branch. Could you add the strongest meat towards the longest table, please? She's just going to be passing stronger alcohol towards the Summer Queen. Don't know if that'll work on a high archfey, but we're gonna put every vote.
All right.
And I guess the last thing Luda's gonna do is just go hang out with Havriel and just keep listening throughout the party. I mean, I assume the dude looks fine. Hopefully, he looks good, right?
Avriel?
Yeah. Is it that who you want me to go?
Helianthus, my dad, to see if he's...
God, you're right. Helianthus.
Avriel, though, you've done a lot of work.
Yeah, he chills. Avriel's good, cool, just gives him a thumbs up, and then... you don't have to be sneaky with Avriel. He'll call over one of the kids that he's focusing pass without two of them that he's passing pass without a trace on, and he'll just sit there and he'll be like, you see that guy right there? You want points, right? From my understanding.
What points? Gwyn only promised us dessert. That Gwyn would give us more dessert. There are points? What points?
I assume that whoever gets the most points gets the biggest piece of dessert. I mean, I cooked the stuff, so I know where all of it's going. You might want to...
Oh, okay.
You want a little extra?
Yes.
I can make
Can
some
we have
just for you.
chocolate? Marehead said we cannot have chocolate, but we want chocolate.
Yeah, I'll give you chocolate. I don't care. But so what you gotta do?
Just gonna be like,
I don't care.
like
I don't have to
R2D2.
look after these kids.
Christian doesn't have any kids.
I can say
Doesn't have any-
whatever.
this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, but Lou's like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. I'll go make you guys some little later. I just need at least one of you guys listening at all times to whatever that guy is saying. I gave you a little bit more help with spells and stuff like this. You might feel a little bit more stealthy, but give me all of the. Actually, don't give me the. And he points to Esperise. Give her all of the information that you find out about him, every word for word. Can you do that for me? And I can go make her chocolate like almost right now.
Yes, you bring big chocolate. We bring big news.
And he'll hold out his fist bump.
They just look at your fist bump, your fist, like, do we hit him too? You want us to hit him?
No. We're good. Okay, we got everything you need. Good luck, guys. I believe in you.
And they just kind of look behind you for a moment. You look away and you look back and they're gone.
He's like, yeah, they are. And I think Looted feels kind of accomplished. I mean, he'll go make some chocolate later for him. Obviously, not now, because he doesn't want to get in trouble either when he gives them huge hunks of chocolate from the kitchen.
I sure hope that you do give them chocolate. You do not want the wrath of Briaria's siblings upon you.
I will definitely. Just like I remembered to get my girl Cynthia her hair, I promised them, and I will get them their chocolate by the end of this episode.
Have some chocolates you can give them.
There you go.
The party.
Well, get some.
The party continues on, and as you are all doing this reconnaissance and espionage, you see everyone. Loathsome. You do notice that Smear isn't around. With that, I think that's where we're going to take our break. All right, guys. We'll be back in a little bit. Let's go to break and see what else is going on. Bye, guys.
Lamentium, Floortide. These Zodiac-inspired powers and more await you in Stargazer's Guide to Aurora. Available on DriveThru RPG. Destiny is calling, adventurer. Look unto the heavens. Your story is in the stars.
Well, hello there. Of course you came to the grand dwarven city of Digbrand to see me. Ma Belle Pebblegrit, tale extraordinaire to kings, queens, heroes, and legends. Have you gazed upon my latest masterpieces? Yes, this one for you. Don't you see how it calls to you, speaks your name? You are gorgeous, darling. The colors, the line work, the gods weep in the presence of your beauty. No one has looked more stunning in a pebble grit design. Please, I cannot bear to gaze upon your perfection for too long. You can find this mesmerizing merch at inkinliar.com. Go and unleash your fabulosity today and help support Inkin Liar. Do stop by my shop again. You simply must tell me about all that adventuring thing. Well, ta-ta, darling.
From the pocket to the table in seconds. Never forget your 1020 at home. Only at mitheralarmory.com.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
What's that you got there, mister?
Why, this right here is 9 Realms Gaming.
9 Realms Gaming?
That's right, top-notch gaming accessories made from some of the finest woods this side of the city has to offer. We got your dice vaults, we got your dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, you name it.
Oh my!
Careful now, don't swoon into traffic. You can mosey on down to their website now. Use exclusive partner code LYRE10 to get 10% off your purchase.
What was that code again?
That's LYRE10. LYRE10 at 9realmsgaming.com. Hurry, they're selling like hotcakes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right. We jump back in as we find that Samir is nowhere to be found. We'll say that the rest of you also at this point notice that Arla is here. And your espionage team, Ludin, returns to you and informs you that the majority of the conversation that they overhear, because Avriel is sitting next to Elianthus, has to do with Avriel taking up the mantle of his father.
Oh. Okay. Well, Ludin says, good work. Stick with me. We're going to go in the kitchen in a real sec. And he's going to go over to Esperise and be like, majority conversation deals with Avriel taking over the mantle. Yeah. These kids are really good at getting information, so if I were you, I'd use them to get more targeted information on what you want, and then just send them in the back with me. I'm making them chocolate, so that's gonna be a surprise. So,
so much.
and I'll take the other two into the kitchen, and I'll start making them some homemade chocolate while getting to know Prey's little siblings.
While they're doing like soon? What are they talking about soon?
Hey, Esperise, they can only hear so much. I assume probably soon, but like, look, you got other kids. I gotta go make the chocolate. Like,
thank you, Lidan. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
At this point, Gwyn runs up to you, Esperise, and she has the biggest eyes, and she's like, somebody's getting murdered!
Oh, where?
Come quick! Gwyn will show you! She grabs your hand and immediately begins pulling. Before you even make it, she leads you back and away, and you hear, she's like, there was someone saying, "Oh Vera," and I think they're getting hurt. They're shouting.
You were so right. I think I will check on them. This is nothing that you should have to see yet. You need more training first. Why don't you go back because you've had this traumatic experience? My friend Ludin is in the kitchen making chocolate. Why don't you go join that to get your spirits back up while I deal and I can help them?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Because I'm close enough to hear what's going on.
Yeah. Eventually you start to get close enough that you hear it and you're like, oh, okay then. Hello.
Roll? Did it do it? Where did my roll go? Okay, I rolled twice accidentally. I got a 20 and a 24. You're gonna just be giving me a 20 because it rolled the first one really slow.
At first she seems like but I can help, I'm a big girl. But then she's just like, you're right. You are strong. You are Firefly from hell. That is what I hear. And you will help. This is not for Gwyn. Gwyn wants chocolate. Yes.
Thank you so much, Gwyn, for all of your work. Go along now.
She leans back for a second. Do I get more points?
You get so many points for this. Really, really incredible. Great work.
Okay. And she just scurries off.
You do a quick check there. Just double check. Okay.
Leave it to your imagination. Yes.
She will come back and she will hover at the edge of the audience for a second of everybody seated there with their food. Take a glance around, check the vibes, And then she's going to start making her way to Avriel and Helianthus' table, but let's check in with other people first. Because I don't know if I don't know if there's already things happening at Helianthus' and Avriel's table or anything like that. What's Finn up to?
Finn is going to. So, Helianthus and Avriel are sitting at the same table, right? Are they by the table with the monarchs?
I don't think so. They'd probably be somewhat near it, but...
Okay. Alright, so Finn will go over to Samson and be like, are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so prepared for this.
Okay, let's like distract or disguise ourselves.
Okay, I just turned to Finn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and like be something, flirty and try to get him to talk. Finn will look around and see like a satyr. So he'll like step behind a curtain or something and he'll turn himself into like this satyr girl. And he's trying to think to himself, like, what would Helianthus be attracted to? And so he's thinking, he's like, I guess she'd look like Hesperice's mom. So he like makes his hair all black and he's got like little cute nubs for like, satyr nubs. And yes, maybe Hesperice's color eyes too. Because I don't think he's ever seen Hesperice's mom, right?
No.
When we went to the theater, you saw a carving of her that was dedicated to her. So you don't know.
Didn't we go to her house? Didn't we go to her house?
We went to her house. Yeah, there weren't like photographs there.
Okay.
But she might have had portraits done or something. And you saw the carving that was on the wall of the theater when we saw your favorite author. She looks a lot like Esperice, softer faced, curly, luscious hair.
Same bone structure, curly, luscious hair. You got it. And Finn's gonna like step out as like a satyr girl that has that similar like look and be like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. I turned to like a normal ass Faye, just not Finn, just to catch up now.
All right.
What are we doing first?
We're gonna invite him to dance, and we're gonna get him to boast loudly about his involvement.
Lovely. That sounds great.
I don't know if he has any sort of sex drive, so we'll see. He must. Hesperice is here, so let's go.
Okay.
So Finn will walk on over. He also made it look like he's part of the spring court, so that Helianthus wouldn't immediately like recognize her. So she's gonna go over. Yeah, because Finn is dressed as is disguised as a woman. So he's gonna go over and like kind of go to one side of Helianthus. I assume that Samson's gonna go on the other side.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna go over. Helianthus is probably talking to someone, right? So I'm gonna.
He's talking to his son.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and talk to Avriel. Just right there together, just pa.
Sir Helianthus, the man himself. Wow, you look so much more impressive in person.
He's like in the middle of talking to his son, and he just kind of looks over for a moment. He goes, "Thank you. And you are?"
I am Alia of the Spring Court. I have heard so many great stories about you. Could I dance with you? Just one?
He looks at his son and he looks back at you. Make a persuasion check. This is very difficult.
Okay. If I'm using my actor feat, so can I get an advantage on performance checks?
Is that what it grants you? Is that what the actor feat grants? Yeah, sure.
Yes, deception and performance, but all right.
What would you like to do, Daniel? You said you were wanting
Yeah,
to do
I'm gonna reach over and grab Avriel's hand and start dragging him to the dance floor too, to assist, because they're both going. So they can't leave Avriel alone.
For some reason, my forge is not rolling tonight, so let me just see if I can roll. Okay. I I don't know why it's not rolling for me.
You just grab Avriel and just drag him off onto the dance floor.
I mean, I give him like a smile, like everyone else would, and as if to coax along with Finalize or Alia's.
I just rolled for you.
Request.
He looks like he's very willing. He looks like he doesn't want to talk to his dad anymore.
Okay. I rolled the wrong thing at first, but I got a 19.
Okay.
Please!
We'll say because his son has been brought onto the dance floor, that's probably lowered his DC, too. Because he doesn't want to sit alone. And, sure. He gets up and he will dance with you. He doesn't say anything. He's very stoic, and he just looks kind of like... He's very stoic, but he just keeps eyeing your face and, like, studying you.
Okay, so, and she swings him onto the dance floor, just starts, like, dancing, like, very bouncily with him, and she's gonna, like, start swinging them more towards the table where the monarchs are, just on that edge of the dance floor, so that, you know, they can listen in, maybe. And she's just gonna be like, so, tell me all of it. Like, what was your involvement in the war?
He's just, like, kind of like, You want to talk about the war?
Well, I want to know your involvement in it. I heard you were such a hero.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, my army did attend, and we did help take the keep.
Yes, but what about your involvement? What did you do?
He doesn't say anything to that.
Oh, come on, sir. You don't have to be humble.
I sent half my army out to help with the war, and my son, of course. My son, who will be taking my place, as you know.
Oh, really? When's that going to be?
Rather soon.
So, you sent your son out to the front lines and you didn't follow after him? Wow, that's real interesting, Mr. Helianthus. Or did you join him?
He doesn't say anything, and he just quietly pretends as if he didn't hear you.
Mr. Helianthus!
There's no
I heard
need
you're
for the
amazing
mister.
with this sword.
And I am quite amazing with a sword.
And what did you slay on the battlefield? I heard there was a big dragon, and the mother of hags was there. Oh, and there's so many frightening Fey Knights. I want to know how many you took down.
I've taken down many Fey Knights in my career.
Mm-hmm. But in the battle, the grand battle that just happened.
He make a deception check.
Okay. All right, that is 1 and 22.
22? Okay. He begins dancing. He goes, you're asking a lot of questions about the war and specifics, and are you fascinated with war?
No, Mr. Healy, I am fascinated with you. Just gonna lean in a little bit. So their faces are like inches apart.
Really? And what are you so fascinated with exactly?
Well, like I said, I've heard a great many stories about you. How powerful you are, how strong your rule is. And so I wanted to hear from the man himself. You're a man of your word, are you not?
As we all are. As you know,
Right.
we're not liars of sorts.
Of course. So I figure you would stand by your word and be out there. I just want to hear the stories. Stories are what we love best, aren't they?
They are indeed, but as you well know, we don't tend to talk about it very much afterwards. We don't really mourn our dead the way that...
But we celebrate them, don't we?
We do celebrate them. We don't typically talk about these sorts of things. I can certainly see why you would be interested. I'm very curious what was your part in this war? Since we're talking about it now.
Oh, me? I was cheering from the sidelines.
Were ya?
Yeah, I'm not a big fighter. Like you.
What does cheering from the sidelines look like?
Oh, you know, providing medical attention when I need it. When people need it.
When you need it?
No, when people need it. When there's wounded soldiers on the battlefield, as you know.
Esperise has been watching this at a bad time because she has her fucking magic eyes that let her see, you know, Finn and her dad, like, nose to nose. She's like, I don't enjoy this at all. Did you do a quick insight check? Or I need to roll, but like, is Finn like, yeah, I got this. This is working the way I want it. Or would he appreciate an intervention?
You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Okay, on Finn, not on.
You want to make an insight check on Finn? Okay.
Yeah, just like, is the vibe like Finn feels like he has this under control, or does he want somebody to step in? Dun. 8 years later, we might get a result. Just
it's a 2.
It's +8, so it's a 10.
I think you get the sense that Finn thinks that he has this under control, but
Okay.
he is struggling a little bit with like keeping up with like Fae traditions and things that should be commonplace, I think.
Okay. With your passive perception, you can see the Esperise is like a moment away from stepping in.
He kind of looks down at you, and as you're kind of dancing to and fro, and oh god, I completely forgot what I was about to say. Gosh, that's happened twice this evening. Drives me crazy. He looks at you, and he does look kind of scrutinizing. He is looking at you in a very scrutinizing way, as if he's trying to figure out why you're so persistent on asking him about the war. And he doesn't seem, with your passive insight, he's not sure if you're just really you have no filter, because it does seem that way a little bit, or if you're digging for something else. And he looks at, I remember now, he looks at you and he goes, were you always a big supporter of the Rithenaway family?
Yeah, of course. The Rithenaway family are very important to these lands.
You never approved of the Shade Witch, I'm sure.
No, never. Nope, never, ever, ever.
Justly so.
I'm digging myself a hole.
And, did you have any family that suffered under the Shade Witch?
Oh, yes. My father actually died under the Shade Witch's rule.
How so?
Time to switch partners! And Fitz, as he crosses with...
What was your name? What court were you from?
Spring Court!
Spring Court.
As,
It's fully going to...
oh no, as Samson passes, Fitz going to pass Helianthus to him. And I'm going to take up Avriel and be like, hi!
Avriel's like, hello. He doesn't... What's interesting, as you dance with Avriel and as Samson had danced with Avriel has been smooth in most every aspect of his life that you have seen thus far. He does not look like he is made for dancing. He's a little clumsy, which is interesting because he's very sure-footed when it comes to the battlefield and when it comes to tactical maneuvers, but it's adorable as he kind of like tries to figure out where his feet are supposed to go.
Don't you worry, sweetie. I'll lead.
I'm weak, baby.
So I'm passing Helianthus on to Samson.
Samson, you switch and he goes, "Oh, and who might you be?"
Nobody important. And I start dancing him all around to make his old knees hurt. I don't know. It's we go 2 beats too fast on everything as we dance around. Hopefully he runs out of breath. I don't know.
At some point the song will end and they will return to the table.
Samson!
What?
That didn't go as well as I thought. Helianthus is like stone cold.
Yeah, he's really good at hiding these things. I thought we were going to make him sick.
Yeah, I think we have to go to more extreme measures. I mean, he was admitting to the fact that, kind of admitting, he wasn't boasting, which is what we wanted him to do.
Yeah, I guess he just couldn't do it because he can't lie, so he can't say he did. I guess that was a bad idea. Let's just put like a firecracker in his his appetizer or something. So just.
Gwyn is suddenly standing next to you. I can do it.
You can?
Yeah.
Luden made us very stealthy. Did you notice that I snuck up?
I'd like to think that she has like chocolate just all over.
She's got chocolate just smeared across her face. Her eyes are dilated.
Okay. Put a firecracker in his food
In his food.
And
Finn's gonna take a glop of the waspberry jam.
put this on the bottom of his clothes.
Which should I do first? Or maybe at the same time. Oh no, I do the jam first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then while he's distracted, turning around to look at the jam, because there will be wasps going around everywhere
Then
around
I
him.
put the firecracker in his soup.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And I'll make the waspberry jam smell rancid, and it'll be perfect. Right, Samson?
There's no way this play could go wrong.
She's just kind of like, right, and just takes off. And just takes off. All right. So she goes, you're all kind of like waiting, and you hear like a clattering of silverware as like there's like he turns, he goes, do you already make it smell bad, I guess?
Yes, it smells rotten.
And he turns around. You immediately, like, you're just kind of watching in the corner. As he turns to look, Gwyn just very quickly just and it's just sitting there like a birthday candle in the soup. And just crack, 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 crack. People start screaming. Soup goes flying everywhere. Some of the Fae are laughing their heads off as it just kind of like as the bowl goes clattering against the wall and shatters. Some of the other Fae are like having PTSD as it goes off. Like the soldiers. And then Helianthus is just his face is red. He's completely disoriented. What does this jam do?
So this jam, as Gwyn smears it, I'm assuming on the bottom of his cloak or his coat, he just hears like this zzz as these like swarms of like Fae. I think they're like Fae wasps. So they're probably like these long, glowing little nasty creatures that just start swarming around his coat and like eating the jam off of it and eating parts of his coat and just like slowly making their way up his coat if she smeared it all across. And there's probably trying to sting anyone that gets near him. They're wasps, so they're probably
he
aggressive.
immediately he sees that and he darts out as far away from people as he can, and he will take the cloak off and he'll just chuck it and get rid of it. But he has completely left the main party area. Is he
wearing the robes?
On his cloak, he took his cloak off. She said,
Okay.
He's not nude. He took the he ran out with it so nobody would get hurt, and then he took the cloak off and got rid of it.
Okay.
Yeeted it.
Yeah, it's
Arya
not
just sort of
formal
makes eye
anymore.
contact with the Summer Queen and just like takes a sip of her wine.
It's none of my business.
Weird general you got there. I don't know what that is.
The spring court king, he just kind of like chuckles a little bit, and he picks out his pan flute and begins to play a little bit, and you just see like the music notes just begin to materialize and dance everywhere, and they'll kind of pop and crack, just like the firecracker, which is interesting. The majority of the people here, like, they got jump scared, but this is a party. They're not really phased by it. This is a Fae party. Crazy stuff happens at Fae parties. Crazier things have happened at Fae parties. Pranks are being played. This is normal.
I should feed all the children chocolate is what I'm getting from this. Set them free.
Luden, you see, like, there's another kid sitting in a tree, and like it's just kind of like has taken a bread knife and is just like sawing off an arm of one of like that's holding like a tray. Their mouth is just like they're sawing off the arm of
Luden's
a tree.
loving this.
And like you see another kid just kind of like running through the long tables like ah!
Oh yeah, he's just gonna like look out and see everything, have like his little bowl of chocolate that he's still mixing. He's like, okay, everything's working well, and he'll go back in and start making some more. Basically, for the rest of the night, if these kids want sweets or any types of anything, Luden is just in there. They can come and basically fill orders, and you know how they had their point system with Esperise and stuff going on. Luden just goes like, how have you caused chaos for these people? And he'll give them like specific people. And if they tell him something good, depending on how much chaos it is, he'll give them more chocolate or whatever they want. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of the night. And taking little bites of my shark as I do
your
it as well.
Your birthday hairy shark.
Yeah, this is the best birthday present Luden could have gotten himself, and he's just enjoying it.
All right.
Are we still eating? How long has it been? It's been a minute, right?
It's a party. Yeah, you're eating, you're dancing. You do whatever your heart desires.
At some point, because this whole speech thing was thrown on Akron, and he takes his job very seriously. At some point, he's going to look for I guess either Prey or Samson, because in his time with the Silent, those two seem to be the ones pretty much in charge. So he's gonna go try to find either one of them.
Did you just say you're gonna go try and find the queen? The one in the throne that you literally made?
I mean, like, I don't know if it's her thing, right? If she's
she could be off in the Fresias with Aralai. We don't know
you
what
know what
she's
I'm saying. Yeah, I don't have her whole itinerary for this.
Okay,
thing, right?
okay.
Party, she can do what she wants.
Okay.
I don't know. Is the queen available? I look at the awesome throne I made earlier. Is she sitting in it?
I think she's up. Kind of.
See, she's up.
Mingling with the
She's the tallest person in the room. Okay.
with the other royals, just making sure
She's
that
not
they're good.
Did you see the fucking guy with the antlers? She's not the tallest person in the room. Like,
That's like saying I'm tall because I have a lot of hair.
it counts. Sorry, my queen. What are you up to?
Yeah, she's just mingling with the royals. I think she would also be very interested in Antler Man.
Well, he will walk over to the royals and stuff, and politely politely interject and say, my queen, there is a matter that requires your assistance, however briefly, but immediately.
Oh, yes, of course. It's wonderful to speak with you. And,
So yeah, we'll go over here where the royals aren't, and I'll say, so, here's what's going down, right?
Things are going...
No. Things are going well. Things are going fairly well.
In the background, wasps.
There are rumors, however. Rumors and whispers. People are worried about you leaving. Now, obviously, listen, don't worry. Your PR team is on it. I've got that. What I need to know is, in your absence, have you thought about who is going to watch the throne while you're gone?
Well, I suppose that would be my merit. I mean, technically, I suppose she would be ruler now, had I not led the armies and such, but my merit.
Okay,
But I suppose I
fantastic.
should speak with her about that first.
Yes, best not to spring it on her. However, I do think it's best that we go ahead and let the people know before before the rumors tell the story themselves, you know?
I suppose so.
So, how about you talk to your mother, get her on board with everything, right? Listen, just like give me a thumbs up or have Mountain come find me or something once everything is good, right? And then
We are telling everyone tonight now. Okay. Probably no time like the present, I suppose. His party, but sure. I will go speak to my married. Whatever else is going down, be careful, please.
Oh, of course. Look, these are my people. I've got this, right? I just want to get out ahead of the rumors before, public perception is very important, especially in times of transfer of power. And we don't want people to start thinking things that aren't true, you know?
Right. She's now very nervously looking around for the rest of the party, like, what are they doing?
Oh, don't, look. You are in good hands. I guarantee.
As he says you are in good hands, you see one of your siblings running by, streaking naked, and just
chocolate sprinkle,
chocolate all down their face.
Without even looking, Akri will just wave his hand and like a tree branch will just go shooting by, chasing after him. I've got it. Hey, don't look at them. Look at me. I've got it.
Okay.
We're good.
I would like to track down Gwyn eventually, but we'll get to that later.
With all the ease of someone looking at a fire in the corner of their room and being told to ignore it, she will go and find her mother.
All right, you find your mother. She is trying to wrangle one of your chocolate-infused siblings, with your father.
Med, can I think Farad he's got... Which one is that? Arui? No. He can handle this. May I speak with you? Quickly?
She's just like rubbing her temples and she goes, I did not think that tonight would be so strenuous.
Right. Not to add to the stress, but say if I had to leave the plane for a bit, like all of it. And I'll be back, promise. But would you maybe be okay being queen?
Why you leave, Ria?
Well, okay, so when I was looking for why our home was dying, turns out it was because a great evil goddess was kind of being born again. She's already been born, but she's coming back, and there are these other smaller evil gods that are trying to bring her back, and we have to kill them to stop her. But she's already kind of here. At least she was in a dream tree. A lot of things have happened. I promised a lady who is dead now that I would help. Me and all of my friends would stop this great evil, and it's not quite done. But I'll still be doing queenly things because the evil threatens here too. So I'm still protecting here as well. I'm not abandoning people. You think they will see it that way?
She is quiet for a little bit as she soaks in your words. She knows that you're not lying to her. You have no reason to lie, and she trusts that if this threatens this world and the other, it's something that you do need to do. And you can see that kind of reservation and realization within her facial features. She looks up and she says, I understand, Ria. But you will need to make them understand. It is not going to be easy. They will need much convincing.
I just convinced them to let me be here at all, and now I have to go.
That, and you are telling Gwyn, I am not telling Gwyn.
She's like slumps into a wall and just like...
Hey, you cut hair? No, you cannot sit like that.
She stands up off the wall.
It will be hard. Being queen is hard. Doing right is hard.
But you will help me?
I will do what I can, and I will watch over, but you will need to convince them, Ria.
Yes. And she like pulls her mom into like a big hug. They will love you, I promise.
She just kind of like, she just takes it, wasn't expecting the big hug, and she goes, she's not really tense. She's quite like she is a little tense, but it's mostly because she's been wrangling children. She goes, all right. Let me. Oh God, it looks like one of your siblings has gotten some scissors, and they're cutting your siblings' hair. And and she goes, you will do great. You will do great.
I'll try to find people to help you do that. Who gave them chocolate?
Loon's just... Alright.
So, that done, she will rush off to try to find Akron again. To like let him know that things are good. We're good now.
Okay. Wonderful. Excellent. All right. So, I'm going to let the party kind of, do its thing. I want everybody to have a good time. I want you to have a good time. It's all about you, right? Don't let this spoil the night. Trust me, okay?
Okay.
And you know, once things are kind of winding down a bit, I'll tink 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 and get everyone's attention, and we'll break the news.
All right.
She's like taking deep breaths and like trying to calm herself.
I think I will dance. Dancing sounds very good. Right now.
Dancing, it's always fun.
She'll go find the liveliest dancers and just join in. They're like spinning and jumping to get the energy out.
You do so and are whirled across the dance floor.
I think at some point she will also grab Arlie.
Yeah, she will definitely dance with you.
Excellent.
And you may have a conversation with her if you wish. She, as you do approach her, she will just look at you and she'll say,
Hail to the rightful queen of the Gloaming court, and may the Shade Witch be forgotten. Honestly, though, she always did look like a corpse. I dare say death suits her.
Well, I hope you like the changes.
She'll just kind of look around at all the trees and plants and things that are now there.
I do thus far. Forgotten a lot about this place. It'd be nice to experience it all over again.
she looks at your eyes for a moment. And she looks at our eyes for a moment. I get this, it's a weird sentence. And she goes,
Perhaps you were right to cover my eye. You know, yellow can be quite intimidating. Though that certainly did discourage my fun. It did, however, require an irritating amount of magic on my part. I must say, it hurt you tried to censor my viewing of your coup.
My apologies. It was rather difficult to explain to everyone, and I had trust to earn after all.
Makes sense. But it's not as though you can't trust me. I mean, you did send me gifts, and that is a bit of a deliverance of trust. I loved both of the gifts, honestly. I was quite surprised. It was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, that is... I'm glad. I did want you to know that, even though things were strange, tense when we met, I didn't blame you. You were in a bad place.
she kind of smiles and she says,
Oh, was I ever in a bad place? But I do enjoy the entertainment that would pass into the grove from time to time. Like the stone flower and the messenger that you sent, of course. You can imagine how dull it gets having to stay in the same place for as long as I have, charged with guarding that wretched door. I can't possibly be held liable for having a bit of fun with all who trespass, but I assure you he's not dead. Quite alive and well. Elrixis had become paranoid after your entrance into the Feywild. I couldn't lie to her, of course. I told her I'd taken care of him. Had a nice little dinner. Your messenger, well, they most likely found me very convincing. Lovely dinner with special ingredient of mushrooms. She, of course, thought I meant some of hers. Poisonous, certain death upon consumption and all that. Of course, I never told her what kind of mushrooms they ate. So they danced nude for a few days, shrieking that the leaves needed to be taught how to sing, convinced that the gnomes live inside the trees baking churros, and that these gnomes were conspiring to rally the leaves against them. It was an absolute delight.
As long as they're all right.
They'll have a
Thank
headache
you.
for a few years, but yes, they're all right.
You know. Yes. Thank you for the help.
Thank you for killing Shade Witch, and long may you reign.
Yes, about that. If I were to leave for just a little bit and come back, how offended do you think the Fae people will be?
Offended isn't really the right word. Vastly disappointed and afraid.
I was hoping you would give me better words. But I gave my word, and I can't break that, so...
You'll have to explain to them then.
But they would understand.
If you made a deal, that is something that is unbreakable.
She's gonna think back to her interactions with Reveneer. It's like I did promise my service if I made a deal. I made a deal.
You made a deal before you knew who you were?
Well, yes, but I don't know. We always took our promises very seriously. I think that part of who we were stayed with us.
So they will be disappointed. But they understand, and the promise of a queen, no less, is something that they must abide by.
You have no idea how much better I feel. And she pulls her into a very tight hug. Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there anything else that I could help enlighten you with? I could go convince somebody to... Oh, doesn't look like they need convincing. And
She sees one of your siblings running, the other that sibling that was nude running by nude. She goes,
yes, it doesn't seem like much convincing is needed for anyone here.
In that case, maybe just 1 or 2 more dances?
She bows very deeply.
I would be honored if I had the next and perhaps the last for the night.
I would like that.
And she will swing you out onto the dance floor. All right.
So, just waiting for anybody else. Finn's a little freaking out a little inwardly. He's like, I gotta embarrass Helianthus, and this isn't working. So he's going to go behind a curtain and go back to his normal self. And he's just gonna go as Gwen is passing, he's gonna catch her and pull her behind the curtain
You pull Gwen in. She's got like a match, and you watch as she's just like taking a piece of her hair, and she just watches it like curl up. She takes the fire again to another strand of hair, just curls up, and there's like a patch of hair that's just kind of like melted right here. She's been
okay.
Fire
is fun, but
it's like a worm.
Yeah,
It's burned like a worm.
He's gonna snuff it with his fingers. More important things going on. Okay, so we did a good job. You were amazing, genius out there with the fireworks. But we gotta up it a little bit. We gotta escalate it, okay?
Set 3 on fire.
No. We're not setting anything on fire. No. Okay, so this is going to require a lot more finesse, right? Because, you know...
Finesse.
Right.
Finale?
Yeah.
Finesse. What does S mean? You lie? What is S?
Like espionage.
Of
course. Anyway, so Fit's gonna dig into the bottom of his bag and take out this really old, worn-looking slingshot. This is the slingshot that I used, the very first weapon I ever had. And I'm gonna give it to you. And now, this calls for a little...
How many did you fell?
Oh, tons. Tons of, like, rocks and stuff off fences. But I know you have more potential than I did when I was your age, so...
She grabs it.
Wait. Pull it back. This is gonna require a little more formality, so just, okay. And he's gonna, like, get down on one knee. He's gonna be like, I hereby dub thee, Gwyn Rithanawe, Princess of Cunning and Mischief. He's gonna, like... do the thing he saw Akron do, like knighting people, because he doesn't really know how that process works. And he's gonna give it to her, and he's gonna dig out the rest of his berry jam and hand it over, and be like, "I need that man. You know the one before?
The man who ran away and take off cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And I need him make his soup go boom.
Mm-hmm. That one, the very one. I need him naked by the end of the night, and if you can, put a little bit more of this on his, you know, Finn's gonna, like, pat his butt. Okay?
That will be hard.
I know it'll be hard.
Try.
And remember rule number 1. What's rule number 1?
Don't kill anyone.
No, that's not rule number 1.
Oh. So it's okay.
Don't get caught.
Oh, don't get caught. Then don't kill anyone?
Yeah, that one's second. But the first one is don't get caught. Okay. Don't kill anyone, but also, more importantly, don't get caught.
Getting caught is much worse if you kill someone. That makes sense.
Okay. I trust you.
Christian's face right now.
Grab her by the shoulders and be like, yeah.
Just thinking, like, what happens if she accidentally kills someone? And then I was thinking, like, do we use a diamond here or do we not use the diamond? Like, are they worth it? They're an NPC.
You can do this. You have a title now.
She takes the jam and she takes the slingshot and she's off.
All right. It's going to come back out. That's all I wanted to do.
I guess while the dad is out there running away from wasps, as Paris is going to stop by Avriel if he's... Where is Avriel at once his dad
He's just sitting at a table drinking. Hi.
So, I've been overhearing some things. How long do you think he's going to be running away from the wasps, by the way?
Well, he took the cloak off and he was on his way back, but then this little furball girl started chasing him and,
So we have a moment or two. I am hearing that maybe you are taking on some sort of title?
Hi. I am.
Is this in name only, or is this coming with any kind of modicum of power?
What do you mean? Like, I don't understand, like...
Are you still under his control if you are taking on his title?
I suppose essentially, yeah. He could use my name to command me of something, but it's a deal that I made with him.
You know, there's no way to retract this at all. Or that, yeah, no, that makes sense.
He'll always have my name so long as he lives.
Yeah. Will you... I have many questions and limited time frame, so question one, just reading your face very quickly. Is this a title that you want?
He looks conflicted. It's a title that I don't want because I don't want to be him, but I believe I could be better. I could be better than him. But it just burns knowing that the only way he got me to be here was some sneaky, sly way. Some ways I hate that he's won this way. It's what he's always wanted. He's always wanted me to be this leader of his court, his lesser court. And the only reason I didn't want it was because he wanted it for me.
Yeah. If you had the option, would you give up this title? And be free, do what you want?
I don't think I'll ever be free.
Okay. But if you could.
I don't want to leave home. I love my home. It's a complicated question, Esperis. I want to be here. I just don't want to be controlled.
Yeah. If you take on the title of leader of your father's lesser court, do you have control over his lands?
I do. And his armies and such. I have power now just being his son. Just not as much as him.
Do you know what... Never mind. Whatever happens, I will do my best to make sure you are happy.
Just don't forget about yourself.
No, I'm very self-centered.
The most selfish of people. Yes, you.
I'll lean down, kiss him on the hairline. Okay. Right? Okay. And I'm gonna... I don't believe other folks want to do stuff first. She's gonna go talk to the Summer Queen while her dad's away, unless other folks have stuff they want to do first.
You need us to distract the dad or anything? Or like, what's...
He's being chased by essentially a toddler with sticky hands. Which is the worst thing. Like, oh my! Like, if you've ever been in the situation where it's like, why are your hands sticky? What are on your hands? Those of you who've been around a toddler, You know what I mean when I say that.
Let's go do your thing, girl.
Can I go talk to Praeria before this happens? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. So Samson has been giving orders and talking to people and being as gracious a host as he could possibly be in the state he's in, which is extremely inebriated. Has been since like 12 o'clock. So happy that all this has happened and that everything's going so well, and he's trying to be as gracious as he possibly can. And he'll go find Priora wherever she's doing, or maybe after the RLI dance, or wherever she's made her way to after that.
Yeah, she's just dancing around in a big circle, like how when people hold hands, like skip around the maypole or whatever. They're doing that.
Nice. Well, I will approach Priori, and I will wait for all that to be done. And I have two goblets in my hand, one for Priori, one for me, and I offer them and kind of coax her over, maybe from the dancing.
Yeah, as soon as she sees Samson over there, she'll politely break away and come see what's up.
Hey.
Hi.
I hand her a drink.
Thank you. She downs like half of it.
Are you enjoying the dance floor?
Yes. Not so much what's coming, but the floor is nice. How are you?
I am having as a grand time as I can have this
Good.
evening. We're trying to anyway. I didn't realize your first hours and days as queen would involve this much frivolity, but I suppose that's the best thing, right?
Neither did I, but yes, it seems everyone is having a good time, some too good of a time. Do you know who gave my siblings chocolate?
I saw it. It was Ludin. He gave it to all of them. I was sitting up there. It was just me and Finn, and we were trying to prank Kilianthus, and I saw him grab all the chocolate from the kitchen on a trip back after he was going to check on some sort of meal. And yeah, this is the thing. He only gave like a whole pack of Hershey's to Gwen, and then Gwen's distributed them out. It's chaos.
Like drugs. Hey,
somehow that makes sense.
I got something good.
As long as they didn't steal it from somewhere, I guess. I don't...
If there was any night to be wild and crazy and be your best laughable self, it's tonight. I think we can allow the children a little sugar and caffeine.
Well, nothing we can do about it now.
So how was the crown? How does it weigh on your head? How are you feeling? With all these eyes on you and everyone loving the new queen.
Has Akron talked to you about later?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, okay.
What's he planning to do?
Well, you know, the seven. You remember?
Yeah,
they're not all gone.
Yeah, let's go take care of that when we get back.
Yeah, that's the thing at the back. Wait,
are you thinking about staying here?
Oh no, I just hate to leave after all of this. But it's all right. I talked to my Merhead, and she'll be fine being queen while I'm gone. And Akron is going to make amazing speech. Everyone will understand. I will explain. Just not exactly how I imagined tonight, but hey, a lot of things are happening.
I wouldn't worry too much about explaining yourself. These people have been dealing with Elrixus, and many of them have never known a good queen. they've never known someone who would go and put their life on the line for a world that even wasn't theirs. You're going to be a wonderful queen. You're a tremendous person, and these people don't know how lucky they are to have you. They'll be alright for 2 days while you're over here, while you're saving the world somewhere else. Many of them won't even notice.
Just me, though? And she'll, like, elbow him a little bit.
I believe it is my sworn duty to make sure you stay alive. And that's like rule number 1, according to Luden, is nobody dies. And so I'm taking that to heart. I can't let you die as your lead military commander. Not until we get you a better, Secret Service or whatever. So I guess yeah, we'll head on back.
Good.
Yeah.
She'll just like clink her glass against his and drink the rest of it.
Are you sure there's nothing wrong? Is it? I just noticed when you did a little thing with the flowers, and you're always so good with them. I saw one of them just kind of withered, kind of odd. Yeah, when you know what, it's nothing. It's nothing. Wouldn't worry about it.
She just kind of catalogs that away.
I'm sure to go away in time. Go away in time.
Right. It's probably just nerves. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? You want to maybe dance?
Yeah, I could use a dance, and he'll put his drink down for the first time in several hours and go dance with Prayer.
And while they dance, she's just gonna be like, "Oh, also, what are the others doing? Just not that I'm worried, but if they were to be doing something."
Oh, did they not? They didn't tell you. You know what? They probably didn't want you to worry about it too much. They're trying to embarrass Helianthus because he's an asshole.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, right?
That's fine then.
Yeah, I was thinking was supposed to poison him later, but I haven't found it in my heart yet to,
Right, we were going to... Was Esperi still wanting to like, get him? I mean, hypothetically, she looks around at all the people. Funny joke.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a public conversation, but I haven't asked her. I haven't even talked to her since we won everything. We could ask. We could. That sounds like a tomorrow problem. If we're gonna. I mean.
Yeah, probably not tonight.
Yeah, probably not tonight. Yeah.
Over Samson's shoulder, you see Esperise walking towards the Lord's table with this Terminator gaze, and then transition into and then keep walking towards the Lord's table. Question for later.
Sam's like, that's none of my business.
Have you seen Sammy?
Oh, now that I think about it, no.
It's been like I didn't see him since this morning at breakfast. I don't know. I'll go find him. He probably needs another drink if he hasn't, or maybe he's got another drink for me. I don't know. I'll go find out.
All right. Whatever you do, don't tell me you're worried about him.
I'm always worried about him. I stride off happily, going to look for Sammy.
You go to look for Samir?
Later, but I'm walking off.
Okay. Esprit?
Alright. Esprit's gonna prestidigitate herself really fast, move from Terminator mode into entering into her most charismatic self, and she is going to approach the Queen of the Summer Court at her table. What is she up to?
The Queen of the Summer Court is, reclining. She's drinking wine. She's surrounded by a bit of an entourage of individuals, her guards, and she's just enjoying the reverie from afar and just kind of observing with the rest of the leaders.
Yeah. I'm going to approach. I'm going to go into a deep curtsy or bow, or however I've seen others approach her and interact with her in the past, and lift my head to see if she acknowledges me in any way.
She will just kind of do the whole queenly, acknowledging that you're bowing and you're being respectful.
You may stand.
Thank you, my queen. My name is Esperis Anthea of the House of Orete, friend to Prearia written away and member of the Silent. I was hoping I might have the pleasure of your company for a few moments this evening.
You wish to speak privately with me?
It would be a great joy and honor to me if it was an option, but I completely understand if it is not. I am only half a member of your court, I know.
I saw you with the Queen. Are you close?
Yeah. He's a very dear friend of mine.
Are you one of the Silent?
Yes. I am.
She looks among her Navy SEALs that kind of stand at her side.
You must understand, being in a foreign court, that it is customary for me to bring my guards with me. Would that be a problem?
This is completely all right with me. I completely understand. I'm gonna subtle cast message to Ludin, hey, I'm heading out with some guards into the woods. If you could keep an eye out to make sure I don't get murdered, that would be great.
Okay, Ludin puts down his chocolate slowly.
I imagine Ludin has is having a tug of war with one of the Furbog children as he's no, you don't need any more. I need more.
And she'd be okay, take it. I have bigger things to do. He's you're gonna be so tired later. You're gonna hate yourself. And he'll put Cynthia on his shoulder. Go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace again on himself. And then just keep an eye on his dear sister and follow from a pretty far distance behind. But if things go bad, he is prepared with a charge of. I re-rolled my thing and I got my charges back from my bow. So
okay,
you're prepared for escape.
She she places her hands on the table and stands very gracefully, and her entourage of guards escort her out to the gardens.
Excellent. Thank you so much, my queen. My name, Esperis Anthea. I take my surname from my mother. She was a mortal from the material plane, and I was raised there almost all of my life. My father came to her when she was 767 years old, which I know to the people here, to us, is nothing at all. It is the blink of an eye, but for even an elf who is the longest lived of almost any mortals, it is extremely old. When I was born, she was well into her seniority, and no one was surprised when she passed away. We believed that she had passed away. It is the way things work in the mortal world. It is kind of a law of the world that everything that lives will pass again into the earth so that new things may grow from it. I knew things were very different here and very beautiful, but where I come from,
Death is a part of the natural order, and it is not meant to be tampered with. When I came here to see the other half of my heritage for the first time, it was incredible, terrifying, and I did not recognize it entirely, but it did seem like some things made sense to me for the first time. But what did not make sense is that my mother had been kept from death by my father. That he has been storing her in his own way, in some magical, against the law of nature force to have her spirit there with him on his estate. And this is something that has caused me worry and concern, but I knew that my brother would soon be inheriting his family's house, and I thought, then I will be able to speak with him, and we will be able to come to a conclusion of everything that is happening. My brother is Avriel of the Summer Court, and my father is Helianthus. Why I must speak to you privately is that I am very concerned that Helianthus is not following the rightful line of succession, as I believe that it works within the courts of the Fae. That he is passing on his title to his son, but he seeks to continue control even after he passes on his title, that yes, his son Avriel will answer to you, of course, as you are the queen. But above that, Avriel will always have to answer to Helianthus. It concerns me to know that he is seeking power in such an underhanded way. It seems almost spiteful to the order of the courts and to the jurisdiction that you hold over the other courts within the land. And seeing as he already did not do the work, to protect your lands against the coming scourge that was coming to take things over, I am concerned that his decisions in the future might not align with yours. I hope I do not speak out of turn. I merely wish to state my concerns of how he might be a thorn in your side.
She listens very carefully to everything that you have to say, and as she strolls, her dress trailing behind her with her guards at her side. And why do you come to me to tell me this? Have you come to ask something of me?
Well, I come to you first because I am friends with one who is soon to be queen. And I know if something was happening at her rule similar to this, I would want her to know. But I am also a very selfish mortal. And I am concerned for my brother and my mother. And I would wish that there is something that you could do to make sure that Helianthus does not act against the best interests of the land and of my family.
Our ways are old and ancient. He cannot strike against his own court. That I can assure you. If I may, you said he has power over your brother. Might you elaborate?
My brother, in an effort to protect me, has given our father his true name. My father holds no power at all over me, but Avriel is unable to act in his own best interests or on any word other than his father's.
I see.
I understand the unnatural nature of what I am about to ask of you, as I am a half-breed and not a true Fae. But as I still retain power over my own name, and I respect the law and the rulership of these lands. And I have a vested interest in the courts of these lands with my good friend Priaria Ritanawe. Could I be installed in some sort of joint control of these lands with my brother, so that I may ensure that he is not being puppeted?
You wish to claim heritage. Is that what you seek?
I wish to ensure that my house remains honorable and dutiful. And if that takes the claiming of my heritage, I am honored to do it.
That is quite the ask. As you know, giving your name is of your own volition, and it is not something that even I can undo. That is a power beyond, and our laws are absolute. Our deals cannot be broken. It is life. It is. Without it, there is nothing but chaos. I will say, and this is in regards to, based on what I'm hearing, you would like to be able to have claim to some of the power of your heritage of that lesser court. Is that correct? I want to make sure
Yes.
I get that right.
Essentially, Esperis is asking to, you know, the term when a child is technically the king, but since he can't make decisions for himself, his mother or some other adult figure has to do it. I can't.
Like a regent?
A regent.
Yeah.
She's asking for regency of the court. Not the title, but...
Okay. And you express that you wish this court, you wish to watch over it, guarantee that it does not become poisoned in any way, even though you know that he cannot move against the summer court at all. But your goals are more aligned with your brother. Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay, I'll get a nat one. That's what I would like. I'll get a nat one. 32.
Okay. You have done much to end a very, very long, dark reign, and to restore order. To receive regency of a lesser court. I can grant that. But know that I cannot break any deals that have been given. I cannot take away the power that your brother has willingly offered to his father.
I completely understand this. It is not something that I would ask of you to do.
Even I know, just as my sister had gone and passed, and I mourn her, there is nothing that I could do to change who she was. There is nothing that I could do to force her to be a certain way. just as your father cannot either. I will not stand in the way, and I will not punish, should you choose to do so.
You have my loyalty, my queen. And should you grant me this regency, I promise that my house will serve you dutifully into the future.
That is good to hear. And it is good to meet you.
It's wonderful to meet you as well.
She kind of turns and looks. Shall we return to the party then?
Yes, thank you so much.
And she will return.
As Priest passes Luden in the woods and just gives a lot.
Yeah, Luden, I guess, will just wait in the bushes for a little bit, and he'll wait and see if she comes back out. If she doesn't, he'll probably still just sit out there for a little bit, enjoying the silence and not the little monsters that he's created on the inside. Yeah, he'll probably just sit out there for a little bit.
Yeah. As Priest reemerges and looks totally whole, but very anxious. And she'll give a deep curtsy to the queen, and then go sit down at her table and clutch a glass of Chardonnay in her hands very tightly. And at some point she'll just I imagine that Samson is out and about with Samir at this point, but whenever he is back around again or before he leaves, she's going to be making eyes. But if he's not there, then she will wait for him to come back.
Are you still looking for Samson? Samir Samson?
Yeah, I mean, I started looking. I left the party to go find him, wherever he may be.
Okay. You find you search. You search the party grounds. You search all the corners, and you don't find Samir anywhere among the partygoers. And you journey back into your estate, and you find Samir standing on a secluded balcony. He leans forward, watching the sun paint the sky in oranges and pinks. And while he's lived for as long as he has, it seems as though he's seeing this sunset for the very first time. On the banister, a large bottle of Fey wine, one glass in his hand and one empty on the banister, as if expecting someone. You see a few empty bottles near his feet, and one bottle of wine that looks to be freshly corked and sealed with wax. Few sticks of sealing wax on the floor next to it. And he turns to look at you as you arrive, and he says, "Well done, mate. Long live the rightful queen."
Long live. I go over and stand next to him, and I take the bottle that's open and I pour myself a glass, and the one he left for me, I assume he left it for me. Samson assumes all the drinks are him, and he'll pour himself some and take a swig.
He leans over on the banister, kind of bracing his arms against it and letting his chin rest on his fingers. You know, mortals who don't approve of Fey wine, they just don't understand it. My memories, they just aren't the same. The Fays, it's not the same. We've all lived for so long. I couldn't tell you how old I am if I wanted. Our memories just
played together like droplets of water in the sea, indistinguishable from the next. I couldn't tell you what it was like to fly in the back of a dragonfly for the first time. What I felt. I couldn't tell you what it was like. What I felt when I had my first kiss. 'Cause I forgot that. God's a long time ago. But a mortal's memories. So many emotions and feelings. It grounds us. If we didn't have them, we'd be monsters. And he takes a deep pull from his glass, closing his eyes, savoring the flavor and the memory that it holds.
Well, you're certainly right about that. Begin to know all these other mortals and people of the material plane. They just don't see things the same way that we do. I'll drink some again. I always liked how even though we've forgotten those things, then it could all be brought back in such a way. Sometimes I wonder if we're meant to live this long. It'd be better if we didn't. Speaking of that, I told you I've been having trouble sleeping.
You haven't. You haven't.
Yo, I think that well, I think this path that you set me on is taking its toll. Just can't get a good night's rest anymore, and honestly, I think it's gonna kill me. Don't know if I'll be able to string enough successful nights together. If, forever is the time I've got left,
He takes another pull of his wine, doesn't say anything.
You see Prey's flowers.
I saw him.
And as you bring that up, he says,
There are very few firsts I can remember, Samson. As time passes, I forget more and more.
he takes out a dagger and lays it on the banister. You noticed immediately it belonged to your brother. Dark green steel with flecks of gold meld through like terrazzo. And he just kind of slides it off to the side and takes another drink.
I'm gonna pull out a small bottle of Drake Stalk, which is a poison that's of the Fae. I'm gonna put the small bottle next to the dagger, and I'm gonna say, do you remember that time you first introduced me to Avaria? And she was just in the garden, and you pointed over a balcony just like this one. And you meant to point it out, but you didn't necessarily have to. Because everything around her just sang in her beauty. And it's not wasn't seeing the same kind of luster for Priori, and I thought for a while that might be a problem, and I want to know. Gosh, do you remember that day?
I do.
How long have you known that this was the end? This had to be done?
I've known since the day I made the deal with Priaria.
Well, I thought that you might do it on the battlefield. Go out in a blaze of glory, you know? Let it happen like that.
I thought about it.
Wish you would have.
I thought about it, but I thought that this would be my first memory. Because I don't know what's gonna happen next. And I haven't had a first in a long time. And I wanted it to be with you. Didn't want it to be on the field, choking on my own blood. Didn't want it to be through all the chaos. Because that's what Thalon had. You should have been there. I didn't want to die that way.
I take the glass from his hand and I put it on the railing there, and I say, and I look at him. And I grab the dagger and I grab the poison and I offer them gesturingly to him, as in, you know, asking him which one he prefers. As I say, I guess I guess you're at least entitled to that. Decide how it's done. If you got to choose, if you have to do this sort of thing, you might as well get to choose. Gosh, I wish you almost wish you'd pick someone else. You know, Fallon's gone, and I've been gone from Faye for so long, and everyone who was there kind of disowned me and forgot about me. I made some new friends, and that's great, and they're awesome. But you know, you're the last person that knew me. You're the last friend that I've got. The last person I knew before I was banished. Last person who knew that part of my life at all. And now you've been asking me to do this to you for forever. Which one?
He's quiet.
I wish that you would not put this burden on me for the last time. We have worked together for so long, and I have known you for so many years, and you are my absolute best friend. And I know that you kind of get to choose this time, but you're the one who decided all this, and gosh, I like having our last moments here, but wish you didn't make me kill you. Leave that with me for the rest of my days.
I took your brother, Samson. I told you to kill your brother. What is your true name, Samson?
What?
What is your true name, Samson?
I won't say it. It's my name.
But Samir knows it.
Should we take our ears out?
You've already heard it before.
I think it's Ilithandir. I think. Yeah, that's right.
Samir looks at you and he says, "Call me selfish. Call what you will. You've the right. I couldn't leave the Feywild the way it was. And I had to take her name to ensure that she would return. And if that is the cost that it is, I'm glad to take it. I've been tired for a very long time." And I want you to choose Lithandir. And as he says that, the circlet on his arm turns to iron and begins to burn into his arm. And he just kind of like clenches up and he looks down.
Well, that's crazy. I can't believe that hurt so bad. I'm gonna take the goblets and put them on the table, and I'll pour another glass of Fey wine into both, and then I'll pick up the dagger and draw my own, right? The ornamental dagger I brought. I'm just gonna toss my dagger over the balcony and stick my brother's into the sheath instead. Nasty business that. And I pour poison into his cup and hand it to him.
And he just his arm hangs limp as this iron just burns into his skin. And he looks at you and he goes, "I deserve that. I'm not supposed to speak the blunt truth, but figure it's a new change to start right before. Something new." He takes the goblet and he holds it and he says, he kind of like, he gestures his head towards the wine that has been newly sealed. You know, and he kind of like staggers as it burns, and he clenches his arm. Memories are the only thing we have. The only things we can leave behind. And the least I can do is to give you all the best ones I ever had. Every good memory that I can still remember now. And he downs the drink. I'm glad it was you, mate. Even if you're not. And as he stands there, starting with his toes, he slowly begins to dissolve into butterflies. And those butterflies that dissolve off of him deteriorate into bits of sunlight. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Samson?
I drink the same wine and stand in the butterflies and let them kind of surround me.
One by one, they dissipate until two fuchsia butterflies, the same color as Samir's eyes, dissolve into nothing but bits of sunlight. And you are left alone on the balcony. Until the only thing you hear is the clatter of the iron circlet that you had specially crafted next to the wine bottle that he left for you.
I'll pick up the wine bottle, and then I'll just carefully use the bottle to tippity tap the circlet off the balcony so it just spins off and disappears into the woods. And then Samson will take the bottle back to the library, to the study, where he does all his reading. He'll clear a little space off where he can put the bottle up and on display in the shelf in the study.
The party lingers on. And I'm guessing you stay in the study the rest of the day, the rest of this celebration, Samson.
Maybe like an hour or so. Eventually I'll come back out.
Priaria, you dance and you swirl around as this happy celebration continues onward. And as you prepare to make your speech, an address, or as you look to Akron, of this speech that needs to be told to all of your subjects, and you prepare yourself, you look down, and you begin to crack your knuckles, and your joints feel a little stiff as you try to shake the nerves away. The entire night, you've been trying to shake these nerves away, feeling just your muscles just stiff and sore, and you look down at your fingers and you notice the tips of your fingers are wood. Where your fingerprints were, you see the grain of wood. Down to the first knuckle bone, you are having so much trouble trying to bend your fingers there. As it slowly transitions from wood to flesh. Oak, actually, it looks like. And you hide your fingers for a moment. And you remember price must always be paid. And that you accepted that price. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
That's concerning. I don't like that at all.
Christian.
You said not to worry. This was just a party.
The severe
We were
duress.
just having a party.
The seven.
Having a good time.
The seven of transfiguration.
Is probably gonna be a tree?
Seems like it. Ugh.
It's aesthetic, though.
Hopefully, at least she becomes the Fey Oak.
Okay, I'll just cast Speak with Plants. It'll be like she never left.
She can just go.
I'll translate. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
My God.
Do you think if we kill Vera, all of these things stop?
Not even.
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
We're killing her anyway.
Are we? Who's gonna be left standing? By the time we get to Vera? As we're over here killing all of her sevens, all of a sudden we're crawling up to face Vera as somebody's arm is falling off. Prey is half a tree.
I did the math. Well, maybe we should end the show. And
Yeah, let me thank all of our new followers and everything. Thank you, Hard Knock Dice, for the raid. Thank you, Heloidy, for the resub. Thank you, God Mode, for the raid of 4. Thank you, Anna K 1922 for the follow as well. And thank you for joining us here for Fate's End. Very emotional end to this session. If you enjoy watching us here on Fate's End, you can join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will continue. We're about to go into the final season, the final arc of Fate's End. I think we're like going to be starting it halfway through the next episode, next episode we're probably going to be starting.
Can I kill my dad that fast? When do we? Oh, we'll talk about that later.
It depends. Yeah, I was about to say it depends on what Esperise is going to do. It might be two.
Schedule here.
It'll depend on what Esperise wants to do. But essentially, it's either going to be next session or the session after, where we are going to be going into the final arc of Fate's End, which is very exciting. So yes, Wednesdays we have our Iron Valor show, where we play through different modules of Wizard of the Coast modules. We're currently playing through Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Deanna DMs that show. You can see Danny and Raina on that show as well. Take it away.
No, hey, guess what? We are also about to enter the final arc of that show! Yay! They're entering the land of the future, which will be really nice. They're all puppets and not in control of their fate. They're having a great time.
Awesome. It's going to be a wild time. Join us for that on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do we have any short rests this week?
Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, midnight, Central Standard Time. Come watch Danny and I play Cat Dating Sims, Knucklepara Catboy Paradise. Catboy Cafe Paradise? Is the word cafe in the title?
Necopara Cat Boy Paradise, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love cat boys.
Some of these cat boys we tolerate, but we love some of the cat boys.
Yes, yes.
All right, so you can join us for that tomorrow at midnight Central?
Yep.
There's so many different time zones. I never know what time it is anymore. We have people in all different time zones. But other than that, we hope you enjoyed our show this evening. Stick with us. We're going to raid and continue to spread the love to other streamers in the tabletop RPG community. So stick with us. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Please consider supporting us with a follow or a sub. But other than that, we bid another adieu. Please join me in some huzzah mugs as we pour one out for Samir, please. And outside of that, we're gonna raid, and we'll see you next time on Fate's End. Bye, guys.